Your volume's
my bad,
not
my
very
bad.
loud, Kenson.
Really?
What's that?
You don't sound loud.
Oh,
Crank it
how
up.
about now? No, eh? Okay, hold on.
I hear you fine. I don't know.
Jason seems to be louder. Sanch isn't talking, so I don't know.
Yeah,
am I actually okay this time?
Yeah, Sanch, you're louder. You're good.
It's the new mixer, man. I'm telling you, this cute little thing saved my life. Can't hear myself, but it works.
It should sound pretty. Let me see if I can do it this way. Sanch was just complimenting on how good my mic sounds. What the fuck?
It's good quality. It just doesn't sound as loud.
Yeah.
No,
Mark's is
okay.
very boomy. Jason sounds great.
How about now? Sounds good on
Sounds the
my
same.
end.
Sounds fine.
I hear you fine. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I just checked my monitor output. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway. Kenson, you had a question about
technical
Jason?
things aside.
Yeah.
Before you hit record, we were just talking about training, and Jason, you've got a particular training split here. I wanted to ask you about. So, aside from the fact that you told me you only do 3 exercises for chest, and sometimes dips at the end, what kind of split are you running? Like overall, days a week, exercises?
It's been so weird lately, dude. Since competing and having rhabdo and all that, and recovering from that. Lately, my schedule has been like, I'm training whatever I feel like training that day, to be honest with you. I make sure I hit everything throughout the week, but it's really...
Okay, but keep going, but I'll be right back.
You're fine. My dog's barking, too, at the same time. Might have to shut my office door. But I'm literally just training, like, a push day, back day, and a leg day, and then if I feel up to it, I'll throw in like an arms and shoulder day sometime in the week, but that's like just extra. Like I did that today, but it was just because I took a rest day yesterday and I was bored today. So, but the way I've been doing it, I did this a long time ago when I was first getting into bodybuilding more, where I would split up my workouts. I would do chest, but I would do it twice a day. What I used to do was like maybe all the flat pressing movements and flat flies, and then all the incline stuff later in the day. Or do like hamstrings in the morning and do quads in the evening, or stuff like that. Instead of doing like that, I'm still trying to split it up into 2 workouts in the same day, but I'll do just my compound movement in the morning. So on leg day, I'll do just barbell squats, and I'll typically work up to 1 top set, 1 back off set of barbell squats, and then go home, eat 2-3 meals, and then I'll do my full leg workout. And like chest day, I actually started throwing flat bench press in there again, which I haven't done in a long time. But the gym I train my clients at is mostly a powerlifter gym, so it's hard not to do that stuff sometimes. You see everybody else doing it, it kind of gets you pumped up. But I'm just really just having fun with it again. The last however long, it's started to feel like work. And so I'm just really just trying to get back into having fun with it.
What were you in contest prep for?
30 weeks.
Yeah, so of course you're fucking tired of it. Yeah, you needed a break. For sure. Yeah. That's a long stretch, man.
It was rough, yeah. It wasn't the original plan, I was going to do Tampa and Texas, and then we pushed it back, so it was longer than expected. What's up?
Clearly.
What's up, man?
Xavier with the fresh haircut.
Yeah, that's a long prep.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much.
With the horrendous audio.
Oh yeah, I've got to fix it.
Yeah, see.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll fix it.
The technical difficulties are just soaring today. Actually,
I might have to
really
name
not.
this. Yeah. Romania Pro /
The Technical Difficulties Podcast. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Technical difficulties revealed. But with Jason, with your training, what does your rest days look like? Because you said you're training, you got your 3 main days and then some accessory days. Like, how do you break all that up?
I'll kind of hit like a back day where I do deadlifts in the morning, my back workout in the evening, and then rest the next day. And then a push day where I hit chest and shoulders, and throw some triceps in there, and I'll do bench press that morning, and then I'll do my full chest and tricep and all that in the evening, and then a rest day, and then I'll do my leg day, and it'll be squats, barbell squats in the morning, full leg workout in the evening, and then 2 rest days.
So 2 rest days after the big leg day.
Yeah. So, and unless like today, I just felt like hitting some arms and shoulders.
Yeah,
Nice.
but like non-CNS movements.
Yeah, exactly. It was literally just like a pump workout, get a good sweat going, get some blood flowing. But
that's the other nice thing about having a gym at home. You can just go and hit something whenever you want. It's
exactly
great. Sometimes I'll do triceps before bed just to get some blood flow happening, man. Just because it's fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mark, do you ever do that? Just
Not before bed, no.
No, not before. But
I
just
gotta
go get a workout just because you could.
It's like way out there. I gotta dedicate myself to a good workout.
It's cardio beforehand. I see.
There are coyotes out there and spiders.
No spiders this time of year.
Oh no, that's one good thing about working out in the barn. I gotta get the heater out there soon, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Cold weather training. No, you wouldn't know.
It feels great. I don't know if it might cause a heart attack or something like that, but I actually enjoy working out. Once it gets like a good pump on, turn the heater off, I'm fine.
I enjoy it as well. My gym is unfinished. I don't have insulation or gyprock or anything. It's just concrete walls. It is cold as fuck there in the winter.
Yeah.
I have a thermometer in there that I put there come the winter months, right, to see how cold it is when I train. I get up, I do long pants and a fucking hood. Well, I do that in the summer too. I do it year round. Long pants, hoodie, hood up, go train. And you warm up, and it's actually interesting to train in a cold environment when you're consistently staying warm for like a half-hour period or more by the time you're warmed up, at a time. It's actually not bad. I find that endurance could actually be a little bit increased because you're not overheating as fast, for myself anyway. I run like a furnace. So it is kind of fun.
I've never used it for that reason, but
yeah, Jason, you wouldn't
train
know
with a
anything
hoodie
about
on.
you, Sanch. You're in California.
It's nice out here, man. But I have been keeping a hoodie on. Actually, I've been doing like the Kai Green thing with the 2 hoodies, just to like see if it'll help with my elbows and everything. Because everything's still kind of tight.
2 hoodies.
Everything still kind of hurts. 2 hoodies. 2 hoodies.
I thought he did that so he didn't
also
sit on his
helps me-
ponytail when he did bench press. Because I have that problem.
Maybe.
You would, yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just because he wanted to keep that thermogenesis going.
I'm losing all that in my barn if that's the case.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's going.
No.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
going.
Serge-
Welcome to the
I've
North.
heard
Bray.
Sweat
You guys ever heard of Serge Nubray? Oh, sorry.
There's New Bray, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he used to sit out in the cold.
Yeah.
In his mind, he thought it was shivering the last little bit of fat off. I heard that somewhere.
They do say you burn more calories shivering than sweating.
You would look like crap, though. You'd look all no veins or anything. You'd want to be in a warm room all pumped up. And
I wonder if after you came in and got pumped up, though, if you started from a lower temperature, if it made you even more, like, I
was
wonder
probably
if there
more
would
of
be,
a
like, just like,
training
man, I don't know, maybe, right? I mean, I that could be interesting. That could be interesting.
I mean, I figure like it would be similar to everyone doing the cold plunges now.
True.
Maybe.
Joe Rogan.
Cold plunges, Joe Rogan, yeah, for sure.
I've got one.
I was thinking about starting those. Do you
I was using it at least 4 or 5 times a week, and then I moved it out of the garage into our Florida room, and I haven't.
Oh no!
I just haven't filled it back up yet. It also runs the electricity bill up a good bit because I have one with the cooling unit and motor and everything, so it's like having a hot tub, just constantly running up the electricity bill.
We got lots of snow
See,
here.
we will get
me
one
and
for
Vincent
free.
could just jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't
We
have a
get them
problem
for
with that,
free
yeah.
for months.
No. Just jump in the snow and make a snow angel. Mine always ends up with
I
horns
often
on
joke.
it, though, when I try to make those.
Not an angel.
It's the ponytail that spreads.
The snow Satan.
Yeah. No, I get paid to do cold plunges. I often joke.
Not for me.
It gets pretty cold. Like the coldest I think I saw it get last winter was like 3 degrees, you know, and that's the ocean here, right? So I mean that was a pretty good season. That was pretty good, relatively speaking. I've seen winters we had to shut down because it was so cold for weeks. You can't run breathing air systems in those temperatures. You can't run compressors, like things freeze. You can't do it.
That's what I worry about, my breathing when it gets cold out. So I can't get any breath.
How so?
Because I try to take a breath and it's like, I got nothing. But like when it's really cold,
there's the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah, well, even with the cold plunge,
see how
when I
cold?
was doing that, like the first couple times, the willpower you had to have to really get your body all the way in there, and then like after that, it's like I looked forward to it. You know, I was like, oh, I know how amazing I'm going to feel after this, so I would just hop in, dunk myself all the way in, head under right as soon as I jumped in the water. So it got better. It definitely got a lot more comfortable. It's still like freezing when you first get in, and you got to control your breathing for the first like 15 to 20 seconds so you don't start hyperventilating. But then you get that fight or flight, and as long as you stay in there for like the first 15 to 30 seconds and calm down, then it's comfortable.
Yeah, once you're in
California waters.
you're in.
That was my first cold plunge on accident in North California.
Yep.
I just ran. I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old on a field trip from Florida. We went up there to study the redwoods and sequoias and like biology honors.
Yep.
And I like bolted out into the ocean like when we were on this field trip, just fast as I could run straight into the water. And I think the water was like, I don't know, around 50 degrees or something. And I had never hit water like that before. And I just like everything locked up. And I like couldn't breathe. I was just like trying to crawl out of the water.
Northern California, it's
so
it's freezing.
Cold water there. That's weird.
It's like Atlantic water. Yeah, it's not warm at all.
Yeah,
You gotta
the way the stream goes.
Yeah, you essentially have to go all the way down to like San Diego to get any kind of warm water. Because I've been to LA and it's still kind of chilly.
San Diego, California, home of Jesse the Batty
How far away is
Ventura.
that?
San Diego. It's like 7 or 8 hours. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's nice. We were, me and Jason were talking right before you guys hopped on about, because I know Jason's kind of doing his off-season health protocol, and he was talking about, my girlfriend mentioned something about like, oh, not Sanj, but she's like, I think she called me baby, probably. She's like, I was like,
that's what I'm
Joshua. Yeah. Anyway,
Joshua.
she was talking about I should get my levels tested, and I was like, oh, do you want me to like, get huge, or? And I started thinking like, oh, maybe like it's a baby conversation. So I was like, okay, I guess I'd get it checked. And I was talking with Jason a couple episodes ago about like I wanted to see where my levels are, anyways, to see if I need to add to it. And he was talking about this company that he used, and I'm not affiliated at all, but it's kind of a cool concept where it's at-home blood testing by Tribe Labs. I've gotten ads for it before, but you just slap this baby on you, and it collects the blood, and then you send it in, and then it tells you. Jason could tell us more about it, but it's kind of an interesting
I literally
concept.
just got my results like 2 days ago from it. I did it last on like Thursday or something, and mailed it in. But yeah, you literally just stick that little piece on your shoulder, you push the button, and I didn't feel a thing, and it filled it up with blood. And then you put the cap on the tube, put it in a little, they send you the envelope and everything already ready to mail back. And they send you a little ice pack to go in there as well. And you just mail it back, and within like 72 hours of them receiving it, you have your results on that you log in, and you can see all your blood test results.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it made it super convenient and simple. That's for sure. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as in-depth if you went to a doctor and got like a full panel done, but it had all my testosterone, estrogen, my lipids, my cortisol, my just pretty much like everything I needed to check, cholesterol, all that stuff.
Now, for anyone
pretty
who's
crazy.
just if anyone's trying to like look into getting into seeing what they might need to add, before we even get into like the performance and supplements, is this like something that would be a good start, or should you probably do something a little bit more evasive to like get your full panels to see where you're at?
I think if you're just looking at hormones, this is obviously, it's going to show you your testosterone, your free testosterone, and your estradiol, stuff like that. But if you are looking to get like really see all your health markers, I'd probably go get like a full panel done, like from a doctor. Preferably, if you're in the U.S., go to a actual like TRT clinic, because they actually know what they're talking about. You go to a normal doctor and like they don't even want to do a test for testosterone and stuff on you. So, but yeah, there's going to be more in depth through them. But at least if you're just curious to know where your numbers are, this, you know, showed me everything. I was actually surprised. I am taking like HCG and Clomid while I'm off everything. But my testosterone was like 560. So I was kind of happy with that. Not totally crashed.
Right, because you're not really on much right now.
I'm on nothing except HCG and Clomid.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When did you come off?
It's been almost 8 weeks.
So it's been 8 weeks, and you're down 5. Okay. The levels are something that I need to keep anytime somebody talks about levels, I have to go look up the levels again, because it's never been my concern. You know, like I've been training without gear for like 20 years. Yeah, it would be too. Yeah, freak. After 20 years of training, I should hope I have fucking something to show for it. So, yeah, I earned it.
I know when I first,
but no,
I was telling Sanch when I first got tested, the first time ever in 2017. I was 30 years old, and I had been prep dieting like crazy, and you know, a few weeks after my last show of the year, I went in. I got my blood work done, and my testosterone was like 227, and I was still natural at the time. And so the doctor put me on 200 milligrams of test, and about 6 months later, my levels were like a little over 1,000.
Okay, 6 months. Shit, how long ago was that? How old are you now?
I'm 37.
Okay, yeah. I'm almost 37. Sanch, you talking about needing to get your levels... Yeah, never mind Marks. He doesn't want to talk. No, Sanch, you're talking about getting your levels done. Like, man, how old are you now? Yeah, okay. I mean, you're probably still good, but good to see where... I wish I would have checked mine when I was younger, just to have something to kind of compare it to, right? Like, I think getting the data and being able to look back at it when it comes to stuff like that is very valuable as well.
Knowing how you felt when you were, you know, in your mid-20s. Exactly. And then you get it tested, and then knowing how you feel in your mid-30s and get it tested, and you're like, oh, that's why I feel like crap.
I feel completely different from when I did my first show in, like, 2018. Like, I feel my body feels completely different. So I don't know if that's just because of injuries, or maybe I'm just not lifting as heavy and as hard as I used to. There's just so many factors that I'd like to at least get a look just to see what's going on under the hood.
For sure.
Because I'd hate to just start pushing another prep and, you know, get into like the nitty gritties of it and just be completely behind with so many issues already. I'd rather know ahead of time.
Sure, yeah. Mark, you got to tell us about the Invitational. It just wrapped up recently.
It was a little bit more views than last year. I guess
nobody noticed
a success. And the winner was taking nothing away from last year's winner, but the winner was obviously a lot better.
Really?
Yeah. Hulk, right?
Trey Hulk. Trey
Hulk. Yeah, he was, man. When I saw him, I was like, holy fuck. This guy is...
The guy in second was very conditioned also. No, I was impressed with the...
His conditioning was actually really good in your top... I think your top 5 was pretty good conditioning, was it not?
There was one guy that messed up with his background, and he likely could have got in the first call-out. But it's up to them, you know, if your background sucks, and you're not going to get a good call-out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe some of the guys with, like there was one guy with a brown backdrop, one guy with a logo. I was like, man, Mark's very clear about this shit. Like, it's not that hard to do.
They got into a bad call-out. through the rest
That's what happens, right?
I gotta go
That's
watch
what
them.
happens.
How long ago did they go up, Mark?
Oh, you have to, man.
Oh, a few days ago.
I gotta check it out. I've been slow on all the bodybuilding content lately.
But no, I was happy.
What did the winner get?
I haven't
Nothing?
paid him yet. No. The top 3 are getting money, but it's a transfer. What they get will be American, and what I'm sending them will be Canadian. So, and I made a video
of course.
on
You're
what
in
I
Canada.
said I'm going to give to them.
Oh,
Top
okay.
3. So,
Do they
what
think
get
do
right
they
now.
think do they think you're trying to like stiff them by giving them less money?
I don't know. They're all getting more. They're getting more than last year's winner. Second place, I think, will get the same as last year's winner.
Yeah.
That's like
No,
that's like what
last
the
year
Arnold
was
did.
good
Bodybuilding
this
shows
year, too,
actually
man.
get money.
Well, nobody else is doing a competition like that on YouTube right now. You know, Nick doesn't do Mr. Golden Era anymore. You know, nobody else is doing anything like that.
Yeah, it's tough. You're not making money off it, but you're building.
What?
I just did the Olympia weekend, was good for me. It was good for you guys too, probably.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I do that right after, so it's easier for me to. Well, you got a little extra money, give it back a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
But it
Absolutely
helped
no.
me.
I was saying-
I always enjoy it, man. No.
I was thinking more on the lines of not even NPC. Like those shows, they don't give out money. So Mark's really the only person giving out money to amateur bodybuilders right now.
Yeah.
Nick Strength and Power
Not-
gave quite a prize money.
How many years
He
ago
hasn't
was
done
that?
that in
Though?
years.
He's done a few of them. He did quite a few of them.
Yeah,
I've only done
3
2,
or
so-
4.
I can't talk till I did more than he did, because they are tough.
Valid.
Like I said,
21 guys. You got to screenshot 8 poses for each guy, and so you guys know what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Oh,
work.
yeah.
It's more work than people would
Yeah.
think. Because it sounds easy, like, oh yeah, just send me your stuff. Like, you have to piece them all together, go through them, judge. Like, yeah, I can imagine.
Some guys will try to send me like 4 videos of each pose, like, and then tell me, you pick one. I'm like, I was clear about you have to hit them all in the same video, otherwise it's not fair. I could go pump up all day for one pose, you know, and then do 3 back, workouts and do just my back shots, and then it's like it's only fair to do them all to let you know what a bodybuilder has to go through. You got one chance.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hit all the shots perfect. You gotta give me what you got.
How much different would guys look if just say, for example, a bodybuilder could go off stage and they could pump up, like, just say Mr. Olympia, for example, like
Dennis
one of them
James.
could say, I'm coming out for my back shots, and they just do their back shots in a call out, but all the other guys have to go through and do their fronts, and then they could go pump up to their front. I wonder if it would make much difference, or if it would be like, you can only pump a muscle up so much anyway, so I don't know. Like,
I don't really
When-
pump
once you're-
up backstage, to be honest. I do.
yeah, but the posing gets you pumped.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'll literally go
It
through
would
my
be pumped
posing
up.
more backstage than pumping up. I might grab a band and do some lateral raises and something just to get the shoulders pumped, but for the most part, I just pose.
Yeah, you're in for a long show, so you're not gonna.
Yeah, I did a bit of posing
Jason,
backstage as well, because I found when I pumped up too much, even because sometimes, like when I did men's physique, actually the first time I made like a mistake, because I was doing a lot of like body weight stuff, pumping up, and my abs were, like tightened a lot of the time, and when I was on stage, my abs were gassing. Like, I kept them tight,
Yeah.
but when I got off stage, I was like, oh my god, like they were cramping. It was just, I was like, yeah, I won't do that next time. It was just a bad mistake, but you sort of learn that, and I think a lot of guys, including myself, because I think a lot of bodybuilders are more on the anxious side than the chilled out side in general. I think guys just want to pump up earlier, and it's like they don't want to be late, and that's sort of how I was. And yeah, sometimes I pumped up and I'm like, yeah, this is too long, I'm just flattening out.
Yeah, I see that a lot. I'll see people do full workouts backstage, and I'm like, dude, calm down. Maybe you
Nervous.
should-
You're nervous, yeah.
I've seen that too. Yeah, I don't go hard. I've seen a guy going like hard on bands, and he's like, his training partner was like, come on, more, and he's like, and I'm like, this is not necessary at this point.
Imagine.
It's like, dude, they're just bands backstage, bro. Like, the work is done, okay? You did the work.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to work this better on stage, okay? The work
You
is
are
done.
breaking down
Get your
tissue.
pump. Chill the fuck out. Yeah, eat something you enjoy, okay? Just chill.
You're psyching out your opponents, though, right?
Maybe.
It made me think.
The opponents
the
are-
Lou.
For a
The
second,
opponents are
I'm
thinking
like,
what Xavier was thinking.
Until you walk out on stage and you just depleted all the glycogen that you put in.
Yeah.
and not so coincidentally, the guy didn't do like amazingly well. So I think my client beat him handily. So it was
Exactly.
Interesting.
Further to the point. Further to the point.
I remember the last time I was on stage, they put me for tanning. Or no, for bronzer when they like lubed me up and everything. I was like the last guy. So I was out there getting like they were putting the roller on, and then I started hearing someone say my name, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And I guess they were calling me up to go up and do my routine. And it's like I didn't even have any time to pump up. So I was like, "What a shit show is this?" And then it happened to me again in the same show where I was back there getting the roller, and then they did the first call out. And I came out, I'm like, this is a shit show. I mean, I got third, not first, but I never saw people do like crazy pump-ups in the back.
Yeah. When I last competed, that was actually one when I was... Oh, not when I last competed, the time before the last pro qualifier I did, which was the Arnold Classic Australia. I was backstage, and they said I was in the second tallest class because I was right on the line. But like, if you're above this height, then you're in the tallest class. And they said, oh, no, you're in the second tallest class. I'm like, okay, sweet. So I pumped up for that. And then it was an extra 20, 25 minutes because they said, oh, no, because I didn't call out my name for my class. And I was like, what the hell? So anxiety through the roof. And then they're like, oh, go talk to them. And I'm like, oh. So I went and talked to the other people. They're like, no, you're in the tall class. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be the shortest in the tall class. And but yeah, just pumping up that extra 25 minutes, it was like, yeah, not ideal. Because then you're sort of waiting around, pumping up again. It's like, not the best.
So besides
so we're
that,
discussing Romania?
well, I want to get into Romania, but I heard that there's some other interesting drama before we get into that. Specifically, I know Regan switched coaches. Kenson was talking about.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, he did indeed. So Regan not only switched coaches, but he's actually back in Canada as well, pretty much full time at this point. Him and his wife just recently had their baby, and they're buying a place. And Regan bought a truck, and it looks like we're gonna get Regan back here in Canada. So Team Canada is shaping up again. It's great. No, but Regan ended up changing from Milos. Me and Milos actually fired a couple of messages back and forth. It was short and sweet for sure, but yeah, they just decided that they were going to go about it a different way after they had a discussion, is what Milos said to me. And he said he wishes them both the best, and that was really it.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder who he's going to go with now.
Yeah, he said...
Oh, you said he went with Outlaw, right?
No, he said...
and he went with Boss,
yeah, he did. He ended up going with Boss of Outlaw, yeah.
Yeah. I think
and it's interesting as well because yeah, everyone wants it at the moment because, I mean, like, anytime a coach has a bunch of clients that do really well and then the clients are speaking so highly of them, and plus he seems like a humble guy too, so it's like, why wouldn't you want to work with him? He seems like a dream coach. So
like, super passionate about bodybuilding.
Yeah, which I love, man. And he's got a cool personality. He's funny too. Like, he doesn't, and plus he doesn't even care. Like, when he was talking about, obviously he knew about C-Bum competing on Fuad's podcast, and he knew about Sean Clarita. He's like, one I have knowledge about, and one I do not have knowledge about. And he's like, and then he said about the other one, and he's like, and he's just going like this, and I'm like, man, I love that guy.
Yeah,
he's so excited, so excited about these guys competing and his clients, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's what I love to see. Like, when I see the passion from guys, I'm like, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
C-Bum and Regan competed together back in 2015 at Nationals.
Sure.
Yeah, I was actually going to post that photo. I screenshot it the other day. It was what year was it again?
2015.
2015.
It's like Blessing Awadibu and Krizo competed years ago.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
Over in Europe somewhere.
In the other organization, yeah.
Neat little comparisons that you never knew happened.
Yeah. There'd be some cool ones we wouldn't even really know about now as well. Like, there's so many from back in the day with the NPC and those nationals and USAs and stuff, where there was so many good guys that were going against each other there. Like, I remember there's some top 5s and top 6s where it's like they all went on to compete and do pretty well in the Olympia. Like, that's crazy.
Dexter and Branch Warren, guys like that.
Yeah, Jay and Branch, they went head to head. Branch beat Jay.
Yes, way back when they were kids.
Yeah.
Branch beat him. Branch done beat Jay, I believe.
Yep.
Wow.
He saw him a few years later, though, in 2009. He got one back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles Griffin was telling me about when he was competing against Victor Martinez back in 2017. Victor beat him.
Wow.
But now there's a comparison that I'd like to see, right? 2017 Charles Griffin.
2018, he competed at the Olympia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A lot of people forgot about that.
How do you think,
Well, back
like,
in 2018, yeah.
Oh,
how do you think, like, Phil, when he won his first pro shows, like, against Darren Charles, how would that Phil do in smaller pro shows nowadays? Would he be winning, or would he be too small? Because I was thinking about that, because he won the New York Pro that year.
He's still perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
seems
have
so
nothing.
pretty.
Too small.
35.
Yeah,
No, too small.
Yeah, Martin's
Yeah.
same kind of
But
idea.
Martin was huge.
I think
Doesn't matter
Phil
what his weight was.
smaller,
He was
though.
massive.
Martin was only 235. Though.
Just like,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a little shorter, but I mean, Phil was only in the like.
I think he's shorter, and I
around
think Phil-
235. So
Martin's
He
shorter.
is, he's-
Yeah.
back then, I think
An
Phil
inch
was
or
like
two,
low
yeah.
220s back then.
Phil's not short. Phil's not that short.
I think Phil's
Yeah.
what 5'10".
He's not.
Yeah.
I think him and Roden were
No, he's not
close
that
to being
tall.
the same.
I think that Phil would maybe win some pro shows, but I don't think he'd win all the small pro shows. But I think he'd still be so pretty. Like those muscle bellies were. Go back and look at him. I remember those
Pretty
training
now,
videos back
Right?
then.
Tony O'Burton, he's not that big, and he's winning shows.
Yep,
Yeah.
Tony O'Burn's a
But Tonio just took his time. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You are right. Some of the small shows, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he is good. He's just I don't know if he's big enough.
Well, you sort of
would
just
be
got to
big
go.
enough, I guess.
Where would he place at the Olympia? Because I mean, they're all pro show winners, you know, basically. That are on the Olympia stage. So how many of those pro show winners does he beat, basically? So would he be top 10 in the Olympia? Would he be like 11th?
Phil got bigger and bigger and bigger. I think that was the thing with him. So
Yeah.
you can't ask for more
He did.
size. He's continuously giving you more and more size.
Remember when everyone said his back was just like super weak, and it's sort of like it was
Yep.
behind. But
Yep.
I was like, it's not that bad. And then as soon as
No,
he filled it out, it's like it
was pretty.
Yeah, it was strong. It was so strong. But yeah, I think it was overplayed how bad his back was, and I think it was maybe just
Yeah.
highlighted by his lack of width. So when he added the
We're
muscle
coming out
there
of
and
the
it popped
Ronnie
out,
Coleman era.
yeah, and yeah, it was pretty. And then
Damn,
when he
man.
added the muscle to it, it just became like the best back, you know.
Phil
think
really
it's
was
really-
one of the best, man. He really was. Like, he
Yeah.
was so fantastic. I'm really glad that I lived through that era of Phil Heath's reign. That was
Great,
awesome.
Great
man.
champion. Great champion.
Yeah,
Because he had
Oh,
that
yeah.
bad guy edge, which bodybuilding needs. Like, look at Arnold. Arnold wasn't
Yep.
a good guy in pumping iron, but he was like the bad guy, but he wins.
do you
Phil
think
had
Phil would?
that.
See, he was the villain. Yeah.
Yeah,
But a
do you
good-
think he would be
good
looked
villain.
at? Do you think he'd be looked at
Yeah.
differently if his career was in reverse, in a way, like his best packages were at the end of his Olympia reign instead of at the start? Because I still think his best package was his first Olympia win. I think his second best package was his second Olympia win. Like the second win was a little bit bigger, but I just think it was so pretty that first year. I think the midsection was a little bit tighter.
2013 was good too, though.
Yeah, that was very good too. But I think it was like
Really
his best
good.
year was his first Olympia win. Then his,
You like 2012?
oh, I think no, it was 13, wasn't it? Was his, probably his, I think his second
Yeah.
best.
13
Then
was
2012 was
like
third
his
best.
pretty
12
much
was
his
great,
best.
But I
His
think he was
first
a little
3
bit
years was
more.
Not like
spectacular.
13.
2011.
Yeah,
was the most
11 and 13 were
impressive.
Phil's years. Those two in particular.
Those are the 2
Yeah.
years I always think about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Back was the best in
100%.
2017, I'll say.
yeah,
I'd have
the
to go
back,
back and
yeah,
look.
the back was wild because it was grainy. You know,
It
the
was
hamstrings, the glutes, everything.
Insane.
Yeah.
His back shot.
Well, even
there,
against Roden, he
2017
won
right
the
there.
shots from the back, didn't he?
Oh,
Against
yeah.
who?
Roden.
Roden.
Oh,
Yeah,
he won most
Yeah.
of the shots.
it's just the shots he lost. The shots he lost were brutal though.
Just
It was.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he messed up on the midsection.
I mean, I was sitting, you know, pretty close to the stage for that one, and
really.
when they walked in, yeah, because I competed that year in the Olympia, so I had seats in the athlete section, like
That's awesome.
pretty close. And like when he walked out, the crispness and everything that Sean Roden, like his posing, just like he looked like he could take a nap up there while hitting the front double bicep or something, you know, and just like the crisp, everything. His skin was so like everything was just on point. for that one.
Yeah. Like,
And
and that
that'd
comparison.
be a show to be at.
Phil was struggling with his posing. Like he could not hold his poses. He was breathing heavy. He was struggling, and that was the first time I think it looked like he kept looking over at Sean worried instead of focusing on himself and everybody else looking at him worried.
Yeah.
This is Phil from another year, wasn't it?
That's 2011 right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different comparison.
I was going to say,
There
I'm
is
like,
one
I
on
feel
there.
winning there.
Phil looks good in all the poses in 2011.
Yeah, it's true. That was... I slightly prefer 2013, but it's slight.
Really? Just because it's a bit, like, bigger, a
Yeah.
bit crisper?
Yeah.
I go back and forth.
It just looks like... Yeah. It's not like a
can't
2.0
win.
to a 3.0, but it's like 2.0 to 2.5. It's just enough, you know?
It's like
Yeah.
the Jay Cutler 2001 or 2009. Can't win.
Showed up with improvements, and it was just enough to really still, you know, be fantastic. No flaws, nothing. Perfect. Clavicles, that's it. Whatever.
What's
I think I
that
did the
video you
top
keep
three.
getting at the top there, Sanj, when you search that?
Marxism, yeah.
I think I did the top three in
Like, everything's
2018.
bodybuilding related, but the top
And then
one.
it's just Marxist.
Well, maybe Mark's like your sayings and stuff, like you know what I'm saying, like how you do that thing, like that. They should be like Marxisms. They're Marxisms. Marxisms.
So
As if it was a Rickyism. Mark should have his
I
own
just did that video.
Marxism. You did.
Hey Mark, I actually
Impossible.
listened to a video of yours the other day, and you said, "Know what I'm saying?" It was the best you've ever done it. It was about a week ago. I think you put out the video.
an extended one.
I don't know. It sounded like it couldn't have been your voice. It sounded just so like
I
a
did a
machine.
rap today. Did you guys hear my rap I did for Keon?
I need to listen to it though.
No.
Just on that last video.
No, I did
Actually,
watch that video. I missed the rap, though.
Jason got a cameo in that.
Oh, did I?
Check it out.
Because I was saying that these guys could do all three divisions. Keon Pearson.
Oh, okay.
And not many people could. And I'm like, oh, here's a guy right here that did. Competed at the Olympia, and now he's going to compete at the Olympian Open.
Hopefully. That's the goal.
That'll happen.
That's crazy.
Like, well,
that is
y'all are
crazy.
sitting there saying that Phil Heath wouldn't be big enough to win shows, and I'm like, I'm trying to. I'm not as big as Phil.
I mean, you're pretty big, dude. I think every bodybuilder, every top pro, because Phil, his first year, it's like, I think the actual size of him, I think if you saw him in a t-shirt, just not like concentrating on his forearms, you'd go, oh, like, I think you would look dramatically bigger than him, like in a t-shirt back then.
They say he was small back then in a t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Phil the year before he won his first, so 2010, I think it was, after the Olympia. Yeah, I think it's 2010. And he was, I remember seeing him in a t-shirt then. It's like he didn't blow me away, apart from his arms. His arms were just the forearms and everything. That is what blew my mind. But in a t-shirt, I wasn't blown away. Like, compared to Jay and Ronnie, who I've seen out in Australia before that, Jay is mind-blowing. Yeah. Jay is like, it actually blew my mind. It just doesn't convey in photos compared to seeing in person. Like, that guy is just a brick of a man. Like, it's just the width across his shoulders. Just how that back just sits there. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I always thought that he would have like a lot of issues when he got older in terms of like, I'm like, how does that body convert to being like getting older? But he's doing awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he still looks great.
Yeah, that's the goal. Still look that good,
Yeah.
be that healthy and functional.
Yeah. I know.
In your 50s, yeah.
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 Robbie's
thank
80.
God.
Yeah, Robbie's crazy.
Charles Glass is doing
Yeah,
very
Robbie's
good
crazy.
too.
Charles Glass is hanging with Rob. They competed in like 94, I think it was.
Charles Glass
They were-
used to look awesome, man. He had a
He didn't
sick
have the best
physique.
genetics, so you can tell he knew how to train.
Yeah. I think that's why the guys probably gave him credit, you know?
Trained a lot of them.
Hey,
Yeah.
I wanted
Aaron Baker.
to. I wanted to add. I was just thinking about something when it comes to this crowd in particular, as all of us being in the, I guess, coverage of potential influencer space here. Nick's new coach. What do you guys think about that? Kyle Wilkes.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched a few. There's another podcast. What is it, Brass Tacks or something like that? That he's on pretty frequently.
Yep.
And I don't know him personally, but he seems like a very intelligent guy and very almost kind of what Nick might need, as far as he's used to dealing with a lot of influencers and like very probably needy people that don't follow their diets very well. And like, so he's there for them mentally and emotionally more probably. And I feel like Nick probably can use that, but I think obviously Nick's not going to cheat on his diet. Nick's probably going to be his easiest client because, you know, he's not going to cheat. He's not going to do anything all these influencers would do, but he'll still be there for Nick. He seems like an intelligent guy. I don't know. I don't know him personally, but I think it could be a good move.
Cool. I don't know the dude really at all. I've heard his name and I've heard him mentioned before, but yeah, I have no clue. So it's like I don't really have an opinion, to be honest. Hopefully it's a good move for Nick. I like Nick, so.
He coached like the Trend Twins and like a bunch of influencers and stuff like that. Like, stuff like he focuses more on like all the younger like popular kids and stuff like that.
Yeah,
might be a good fit.
It's funny that all this came out.
Is this his first foray into like top pros or?
I'm not sure on that. I know he was kind of mentored by Phil Viz, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Phil Viz. Haven't heard about that guy in a while.
Yeah. He's in the comments
a few times.
shooting it back and forth with people.
Yeah, I used to talk
Phil,
to him.
I don't really know Phil Viz well. I feel like the overall impression I get is that he's a device, but he's like splits opinions. Like, you know, I have no idea. I've only listened to a few things of his, so I have no clue.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know either.
What he's all about either, honestly.
I just, that's all I know about him is watching that podcast a little bit, and he seems like an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
Cool. The first time I ever heard of the guy was I was looking at there's this guy Niall Niga. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, careful with that one.
I know, right? If I show you guys the face, you'll recognize him.
California's not that liberal, Sanj.
Yeah. So there's this guy who's actually Tonio's bringing him on Monday morning.
He looks like he has
he's one of these guys that hangs his
planet.
ass out on his Instagram. Look, these guys got to stop.
Mine look like that. I'd probably show it too.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't post that on your Instagram. I know you wouldn't. Okay. These guys got to stop doing this shit, man. This is
you're right.
I don't want to see your ass, man.
I would.
Put on some clothes. Come on.
I don't care who posts it. I will scroll past it and never like their picture just because of that shit.
No, of course not.
You're gonna get a large group of people that will like it just because he's showing that.
Oh yeah, I get requests for it all the time.
Same group of people that follow Regan Grimes.
The
Wrestling,
dirty posing.
It's not a thing.
Half now, half
Don't
later.
make it a fit. Like.
Anywho, that guy,
Sergio Oliva,
that guy's
put on his
by that guy.
Oh, I was going to say Sergio Oliva put on his story the other day, a screenshot of somebody messaging him saying, "Will you please crush me with your thighs or something?"
Yeah,
and I saw the screenshot
that.
and I was like, that same guy has messaged me so many times asking me something.
I wouldn't even.
No one's asking me.
Why, man? Come on.
Nope. I gotta get bigger.
Like bigger legs or what? No,
Just big.
Oh no, I'm
Move
good
on.
there. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some wheels.
Get a Donald pump.
It's supposed to be leg day today. I've been slacking. I mean, everything hurts, you know. It's really hard
Come on.
It's hard to push the weights when
hurts.
you're so scared. I think I just need like 1,000 milligrams of test, and I'll be all right. Like, that'll fix everything.
That's a good starting dose. Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing you're starting small, working your way up. That's good.
Yeah.
What's the standard? Like 400 tread, I think, is the starting
You've never
dose.
done 1,000 test?
No, I was on. I think I got up to 8 or 900 once. Was the typically 750 is like a comfortable for me.
See, a lot of people watching this would say, "Oh, bullshit." You know what I mean? Because of what the conceptions are. But the thing is, there are guys out there that use, you've heard the stories, Jason. Like a lot of us have heard the stories where guys use insane amounts. It just
a couple grams.
It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of guys like I've heard of a guy in Australia use 5,000 a week. Like that is absolute insanity.
Man, come on.
Oh, I can't
insanity,
imagine.
Right? And it is just ends up being more side effects than benefits. You know what I mean? At that point, because your body gets so toxic. I feel like there's a point that you go past.
Boston Lloyd didn't do 5,000 a week.
Yeah, but I bet if you go past like 1,500 or something like that, it's just it will almost go back the other way where it's negatives because your body gets toxic. And I feel like those guys, they might excel for a couple of years, but then they fall off. Because their body gets so toxic and is so unwell that. It's like your body needs to detox at some point. There is a side effect to the shit. And I think Jason, like you come across as a smart guy, like with stuff like that. So it actually doesn't surprise me that you say it's a lower amount. And it's actually funny. There are guys that compete in this industry. I'm sure there's guys like I'm sure you've heard the stories, Jason. I've heard Sebum doesn't use much. I've heard Flex Lewis that didn't use a lot. I've heard you hear these things going around, and you hear it from enough people that it's probably true.
Well,
and then you hear enough from enough people that someone uses 5,000 too.
Nobody believed me or Keon. We turned pro at the same show, me and Keon, and we were both natural. Nobody believed that. Yeah,
I know Keon was. Yeah, I believe that for sure.
But then, like, I did 2 pro shows after that, still natural, and then I got my blood work done, and I was like 227 test. Because I'd been dieting so hard for so long, just so low to body fat. It just kills it. The doctor put me on 200 milligrams of test, and I couldn't make weight after a year for classic physique anymore, so I moved up to 212.
It's incredible, man. I was prescribed testosterone as well.
I was in classic physique, I never went over 200 milligrams a week.
Yeah.
Even for the Olympia, the 2 Arnolds I did.
Holy fuck.
It's crazy, man. Because I was prescribed testosterone as well, and because I was low, dude. Mine was 54 or 55, I think, and it was the other one was like 2.7 or something. I was like crashed, and I was natural, full natural, never touched anything, and I think it's just because I had this insane mentality, like a lot of bodybuilders do, when they prep, and it's like it's never enough, and I just pushed myself for like 12 weeks, twice a day. You know what I mean? Just killing myself. And I just fell
cardio,
off. And after that prep, I came back and I was like, yep, sex drive's back, like felt normal. But then like 4 months after that, I just crashed again. It was just, and I was eating normal and everything, and I got my levels done. But when I got that prescription, and it was sus 250 as well, man, it was like I was just blasting. Like I put on, I think, 10 kilos in 10 weeks, which is 22 pounds or something. And it was like quality too. Like I ate more too. But it was like, I couldn't believe it. And I think people thought I was like, and I held some water and everything because I think I was so low. And even when I started it as well, I actually got like test flu. That, what people talk about, like test flu. Because I think I was so low that when I did a shot, and obviously SUS 250 has a bit of propionate in there as well, but it just, gave me test flu. And I was like, I felt like I was sick, but I just take some, I don't know what you guys call it, Advil or whatever. And I just feel fine, completely normal.
That's it.
Stop sweating and stuff. It's weird, man. But
no, such a small dose can make such a big difference, and people overdo it way too soon. I've had so many clients come to me that are like 19, 20 years old, and they tell me the stuff they're taking. I'm like, dude, I've never done that. Why? Who told you to do this? And it's like insane. And I end up taking them off everything, cleaning them out, and then put them back on something that's like a third of what they were doing, and they make more progress.
It's so funny that. It is so funny because I was always, mindset of the belief that you should always, progressive overload almost with everything. So you start really low with that stuff and you slowly build up, which you probably should. But it's funny when guys do go pretty hard, you can pull them back to half the amount and then they grow. And it's like, and the fans don't believe that. They don't believe that's even a thing, but it definitely is.
Healthy. Everything, like you said, the toxicity is less, so everything's working better. Your body's partitioning nutrients better. Everything, your digestion.
Yeah, and dude,
well, that's just it. You got to pull back everything. It's not just drugs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
not just
Protein
drugs.
and
Eventually,
everything,
you got
like-
to pull back on the calories. You got training. Like you got to pull back on it all. You know.
Yeah, your digestive system has to have a rest, all that. And when I responded best in my life was obviously when I took that test, but the other time I responded best was after I had a child, and I just ate instinctively. I didn't overdo the protein. I sort of pulled it back, less, I suppose, slightly less frequency of protein. I'm like, some days I'll just sort of, wake up in the morning, just work straight away, drink some water, just feel like I'm just clearing my body out. And yeah, my physique looked average-ish, but it wasn't horrendous. But when I actually started doing, it was the Redcon 1 like transformation challenge, because I think Aaron put up like 50k. And I'm like, I can win this shit. Because I'm like, I look pretty average now, and I'm going to lose fat. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just treat it like a 10-week prep. And it was a 12-week challenge. I'm like, I'll do it in 10. So I'll get in like comp shape.
I love it.
And then everyone started asking me if I was competing, and then I competed and almost won my pro card in men's physique. So I was like, it's actually weird, because my body just responded like, I couldn't even believe it myself, like how quickly
you weren't
it
stressing about
changed.
it either, probably.
Yeah, I
Like,
wasn't
you're
thinking out of
stressed
comp
out.
mind.
You weren't thinking about, I have to get my pro card. I'm going to give everything I have to get this pro. You were just doing it because you wanted to do it.
Yeah, and it was a 10-week prep, so I think I did the first comp after like 9 weeks. So like, I was super clean and like, felt super fresh, and yeah, I just felt, and even my friends were saying, dude, you look so healthy. Like even my skin and everything, I was just like, yeah, it makes a difference. when you're in that healthy stage and then you can start a prep, you just respond like crazy. And that's why people like Kevin Lavroni, he cleared right out. I'm sure he got a lot healthier.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why everyone's like hyper responder. But obviously he's just giving it, and same as Ronnie Coleman, he'd take 3 months off,
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that.
Sean
is
Brown, he would take
obviously
extended time off.
great,
Chris
too.
Bumstead was taking extended time off.
Yeah.
Bumstead only competes once a year, so
Yeah.
Twice now.
I suppose it's different for everyone. I'm sure there's guys like, I'm sure Jason, you don't take probably that amount of time off. Like you don't seem to ever really get too much smaller or anything. But yeah, it's
I'm
Jason
off
gets pretty
for
fluffy.
about 8 weeks right now. It's
Yeah.
been about 8 weeks off now. Right now, besides just HCG and Clomid.
Oh, really?
And I'll probably be off for another, like at least till the end of the year, if not longer. So it'll be 4 months probably.
yeah.
And I do that
That's a
about
good
every
cleanup.
year.
That's
at
really
least
good.
3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Not all guys do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Not all guys do that for
No.
sure.
And you've
At
been
the
making
most,
steady
like,
progress.
I think last year probably I was 100% off for maybe 2 months. Then I went on like a low TRT dose for a few months before like actually pushing the off season.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good.
It's a good way to do
Good
it. Like I
updates.
said, you make steady progress. You've been
Well, and
consistently
that's-
growing
I'm like-
every season.
You see these younger guys that, like you were saying earlier, Xavier, like burn out. Like
Yeah.
I'm 37 and my wife makes fun of me all the time because I still mentally I'm 29. Like
Yeah,
I
you
don't
seem, you
feel
seem
like
pretty
I'm
young. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm 37. I feel like I'm still 29. And that might be because between 18 and 24 is all a blur from partying. But I missed those years.
the wasted
But-
years.
But, like, I don't.
It's because
it's
you-
weird because I'll see other people that have accomplished more than me in bodybuilding, but are like 5, 6, 7 years younger than me, and I feel like they're older than me. Like I look at them like I'm the same age or they're older than me or something like that. So like I don't
I know
mentally,
exactly
I'm-
what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm 35, dude, so I know exactly what you mean, dude. It's I've had some wild shit in my life, so it's sort of like I feel like it's delayed certain aspects. So it's like, I feel the same. I see like guys like on the Olympia stage, or like even I think like Ian Valier. I think he's like 34, but sometimes I'm like,
not
oh
old.
yeah, he's older than me because he's retired from bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He actually retired from bodybuilding. And I'm like,
I've
shit, I
known
feel
Ian since
young.
like 2016 was the first time I met Ian, and I'm like, I thought he was older than me then, and I just always pictured him as being older than me after that. And I never
it's
realized
weird,
how
huh?
young he
He's a young
yeah.
guy.
If you ignore your age, it actually makes you sort of feel younger. So I'm like, I want to embrace this, like, especially when I'm like late 40s, 50. Like, I want to feel like I'm 35. I want to feel, because now I feel like 30. I feel 30 now.
Yeah. Mentally, I'm still in my
Mark.
20s.
My body feels like I'm 30.
Mark's only what? Like
man,
you're like
it's
40-ish. Much for muchness. We've got a very age-diverse group, somewhat. How old are you, Sonch? You're the youngest, right?
31.
31.
Okay, we're not that crazy different, hey? 12 years
No.
between a lot of us.
A good,
it's training.
Good panel.
Training equals longevity. That's what it comes down to.
Stretching
Like some people are
equals
like, well, you know, it's
longevity.
training and that's part of training. That is part of training. But people say it's like, you know, well, your diet and your rest and your training and potentially your PEDs all working together. Absolutely. But I really am a firm, like, food, yes, of course, but I really think the training is the number one contributor to longevity. You know, I think that if you're consistently training and maybe your diet isn't as good, people are like, well, you're wasting your time. You're not. You are creating longevity. I absolutely call it bro
I love your
science.
little
There's
impression
probably
there you
science
do in between.
behind it.
You're definitely not
Yeah,
wasting
good,
your
right?
time. You're not wasting your time at
No.
all with that. Like, it's you might be able to do better if you were eating better, but you're still at least
Sure.
adding something positive to it.
Yeah. Hey, Kenson, your hair looks
within reason.
purple.
It's the light.
Does it look purple?
Yeah.
The light on top.
It was making
Well,
me
it's not-
laugh just then. I was like, your hair looks purple. Like, you fully look like you've embraced, like, your Kamala side or something. Like,
Yeah.
you're going trans with the purple hair.
He's going on a liberal
I'm
rant.
keeping the purple hair.
Then
It was
you
when
went
you- it's
liberal.
when you-
I'm over here looking at the Dragon Ball Z shirt, like, oh, he's Trunks.
Is that what that is?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Last time.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't
didn't know
know
if
the
that was
symbol.
Trunks or Master Roshi, but no. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but what I do know is I actually just ordered an actual green screen to go behind here to remove some of these. Yeah. Minor
Like
Yeah, it
Xavier
gives you
Wills
better
has
colour
the
on your
purple hair.
face, too. It gives you
Xavier
better,
Wills
like,
has one, but
It
he's
will.
not using it.
I can't use it here. Riverside sucks for that.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I don't think.
Yeah,
he
it does. It does. I haven't been able to
How
figure
do you?
out
How do
either.
you? Yeah.
No, so you have to import it from OBS and then you can turn it on.
That is
Like
way
using
too
a
much work.
virtual background.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
When Xavier,
I'm in
when
my
you do
RV, so I
podcasts,
can't
this
get it
is
figured out yet.
this is your casual setup for podcasts. I like it.
My coach set up the old faithful. I actually didn't have the green screen up as well, and then I realised how much you could see behind. I'm like, fuck that.
The seamy underbelly.
Up too much.
Xavier Wills. Down under.
Yeah.
Down under.
We're talking down under.
Good
Man,
times.
I actually bought heated underwear that you can get, like thermal underwear on Amazon with battery
and
packs.
you dive? You get electrocuted.
So here's the in my defense, no, I won't wear that diving, that's for sure. When I dive, I'm moving, I'm staying warm. I got it for when I'm out on the fucking boat this time of year because it is cold as fuck and you're just sitting there. I mean, imagine driving around your car at like 60 kilometers an hour, right? And you have no windshield. That's what I'm going through.
Well, that's what I do.
So I
don't
bought
have a
them.
windshield.
Well, you know what I'm going through then. You should get what I got.
Yeah,
You need
no, I
thermal
know
underwear.
exactly
It's
what you,
awesome.
even in the summertime, it's cold.
So you
air
have
blowing on you.
what underwear that what you say thermal underwear? Is it just like really padded, or do you mean it actually heats up?
Is it like battery
They
powered?
have it has wires running through them. Yeah, I can plug in an external battery pack, right? Like actually, yeah, I'm charging one here, right? You plug this
No
in.
way.
It's a USB.
And
I
you
don't
turn
want that
on
in
the
my
pants,
underwear. I want it in my
and you stay
jacket.
warm.
Lower your
I have a
count,
top
won't
and a bottom layer. I have both.
Yeah.
Will that
Yeah,
lower
you
your
might
count?
you might be losing some swimmers.
Actually, it might give you more swimmers. You're
Boys,
keeping them
I have
warm.
fathered
Nice
my
and
children.
toasty.
I will lose those swimmers at this point. In fact, I'm trying to pay someone to lose them. So that's perfectly fit. If this is going to work, even better. The purchase just keeps getting better.
Trying to pay someone to lose it. Sounds like you're seeing a prostitute.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
Hey,
yeah.
take my swimmers.
Oh, my fucking word.
you're a married man now.
Take
The way
my
you put it like
swimmers.
that, you're right. Yeah. Be even weirder to say it was my wife's suggestion.
Oh,
Halifax.
That's
Go to
good.
Halifax.
Ooh,
dude,
yeah.
drink the
I
water.
think I'm going to go to New Brunswick, actually.
St. John, Waterloo Street.
Maybe. I'll look it up.
Nah, just go to the Olympia. There's it's an interesting crowd there.
What do you mean?
Bodybuilding crowds in general are interesting.
Well, yeah, but
You're right.
just the non-bodybuilding crowd that kind of sifts their way in. It's
What percentage do you think that is? Do you reckon that's 5% of real weird people in the crowd? Like, what
I
percentage?
don't know. I bumped into a
Or an
lot
expose.
of.
They're just like, oh, something's going on. Let's wander in here and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they've always got
sure,
a bum bag
sure.
too, you know.
Okay.
Yep, just getting all the samples.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the free
True.
energy cans.
Yep.
They start handing out
Hundreds of-
samples.
True.
What's this pill in the bottom of this one?
Yeah.
That probably happens a lot at conventions in Vegas, no matter what the event is. People just strolling in, getting free shit.
There's weirdos in every
Pens,
industry,
hats,
seriously.
and food. And... Sure, yeah.
Any niche
Yeah,
industry, there's going to
Vegas
be
be
a
a hot spot.
subset of strange people, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
media.
true. Diving's like that.
Yeah.
Like
Like
You'll
Diddy
just see
parties.
some random people down there swimming. Hey, what's going on? Welding, eh? How's that going? Smoking a cigarette.
It's
Have you seen an
that's
episode of
actually what I
Seinfeld
do.
where
I
he's-
have.
Have you seen that episode where he's
episode
smoking
of
a
Seinfeld,
cigarette and
what?
he has a beer? Where Kramer
yeah.
has a cigarette and he drinks the beer while he's smoking
Oh,
a
yeah.
cigarette? But he
He
chokes.
turns it around, he flips it around in his mouth. He's like, whoa! Then he goes into the bathroom. He takes a picture of the guy and he's taking.
He thought he's doing cocaine, but he's just on the toilet.
Turned out he was doing drugs.
He was, but he's sniffing because of a jacket that the top that Kramer was
He
wearing.
was sniffing because of that shirt, mole hair or something.
Yeah. Oh, good times. Love Seinfeld. Is it just me and
I
Mark,
went back
or
and
me,
started
Mark,
watching
and
some old
Kenson?
Simpsons.
Yeah.
People either hate it or they love it.
Oh, I love Seinfeld. I used to watch it all the time.
Oh,
I
you
haven't
do?
seen it. I've
Yeah,
watched-
Jason, you're.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jason's 37, man. Of course, that's right up there.
Yeah. I'm 35.
Right?
I remember
It
when
was-
I first started. I remember
when
when
I
I
was a
first
child.
started.
It was
Yeah,
you know
me
what? If
too.
I didn't live in Melbourne for about 14 months, then I wouldn't have been introduced to Seinfeld because it wasn't. They had a different channel that Tasmanians didn't have. They had Channel 10. We didn't have Channel 10 in Tasmania because we're behind the world. So they had that. We've got Channel 10 now. It's fine, but we're okay. But when I was over there, when I don't know what age I was. I was in like grade 2 or something. Or grade 3? I think I was in grade 3. And I watched Seinfeld over there every night. So I saw like every episode. But the only episode I didn't see was the chicken roaster one, where Kramer was the chicken and he's like, hey, buddy. With his little wing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was in the restaurant, yeah.
Yeah.
He was covering himself with that sauce, and Newman wanted to eat him.
Oiling himself, and then he got
Yeah.
covered in oregano. He's like,
He
I'm
was- he
covered
was-
in oregano.
Yeah, he
and he's
was
like,
sitting in his
hold
hot
this,
tub.
and gives him rosemary.
Yeah, he started chopping potatoes in his hot tub.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
power
man,
went
that
out. He
show's
was
so
freezing.
good,
He
man.
woke up and the water was freezing. He was sitting there shivering. Like poor Kramer.
Oh no! Didn't the hot tub
Show
warp
is so good.
warp the chest of drawers and all the Japanese people that he had? He put the Japanese people in the drawers and
He
warped them. They got
he
stuck
went
in
with
there.
an axe. He went to axe. And then the guy that gave him the thing thought he was just jealous of the armoire.
Yeah, he's like, no.
He thought Jerry was poor. His hand
then the
was sore from endorsing all the 50-cent checks from the
so good.
super terrific happy hour.
Yeah, and then they go
He was on
to
the
put the show to him, and the Japanese people come with them, and they're like, "Please help us! He tried to kill us!" Like with the axe. Yeah,
We're very
good times.
hungry.
Anyway, people don't need to watch that episode anymore now. So, I've heard board
I know
storyline.
you're gonna after this.
Me? No, I've got stuff to do. It's morning here.
Yes,
It's 10:21.
Yeah. The Romania's right around the
yes,
corner.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, 7.5 hours out. 7 hours
Yeah,
and
it
40
is.
minutes out from Romania.
So it's 3 a.m. for us. Kenton Jardine of EP09.
6 p.m. here.
Yeah, I'll be covering that in the morning.
You're getting up at 3?
No, I'll get up at 5, like I always do. 5 is enough. I'm not doing 3.
Do we know the
Finals is
I
lineup?
will do
brutal
5.
for me, I think.
No problem.
Yeah. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, and
Seems like
finals
interest
is really what I'm.
isn't very high for this event.
C-Bum
It
killed it.
got over. Yeah, C-Bum killed it. You got top 4 Martin versus, I still
Yeah,
think
it
it's going
just
to be a good
seemed like-
lineup, though.
It's a great one.
I know. It should
got
be
bodybuilding away from all the drama that was going on, which is what we needed.
More interest in this event.
Yeah.
Yep.
Horse MD.
Yeah. I'm going to get around it. Yeah, Horse MD is going under the radar.
Was like the lowest rated video I think I've ever done.
What one?
The prediction for the Romania. We're talking hard 10. A hard 10.
I hate a hard 10. 10 of 10. Those who don't know watching this,
I've ever got.
Those who are watching but don't know what a hard 10 is, it's basically when you put up your last 10 videos come up on YouTube, and this is the biggest mind F. I won't say F again. I've already said it, I think, a few times. But it tells you where it's ranking after, say you put it up 2 hours ago. It'll say 2 hours and 5 minutes, and it'll show you all the last 10 videos you've posted and how they've performed in the last 2 hours and 5 minutes. It says how many views, and it says where it ranks in that. So it'll be like 1 of 10, 4 of 10, 6 of 10, and you always want like a 1, 2, 3, or somewhere up there.
A 1's the best. They even give you a couple fireworks that goes like this.
I love a 1. And then,
I
then you get a 10 of 10. Oh,
I just got a 1 today.
I'll have to check it out.
It was my last video.
The Keon ones?
Jason got a cameo in it too. So
Yep.
Nice.
I got it pulled up. Keon 2024 versus
I did my rap like I was
Summerfeld.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's the longer ones, I think.
You just nail them.
I just looked at my last hard 10.
Oh, you just got a hard 10?
No, I just looked at my last one. The video I just put is like 5, and so it's pretty good. I'm good with that. It was like
you got a hard 10 on that C-bum video.
That's what it was. Yeah,
that must the video have been a hard 10. Tell me that was a 10. I know that was a 10.
A lot of people. That was a hard 10 for me, man. And it was an unexpected. I was like, C-bum's competing. Everybody's gonna be like, holy shit. Nobody. And it wasn't just me. It was not just me. Xavier, you didn't get much views off that. I know.
Dude, my one was C-bum is gonna do this before anyone else fucking posted it, and then everyone just said I was wrong. But I will give people credit. A lot of people came back and said, holy crap, you were right. You were right. You were right.
Didn't get a big spike of views.
You were right.
Weird. Do you know what? I've realized with my audience, they hate it when I do a video on one individual thing, unless it's like a big drama thing. It just won't get the views. No matter what, it will not get the views. Unless it's drama, if I do one topic, it won't get it. And I have to accept it. I hate it though, because sometimes I don't want to do tons of topics in a video. I want to talk about one thing. But unless it's like, what will always do well for me is like, if I didn't give a crap about Nick Walker as a person, I could make so much more money. Because Nick Walker gets views. So if like Nick Walker just did a video where he's jumping in a cold bath and he let his midsection go, I could screenshot that and be an asshole and say, circle it, put an arrow going to it and go, big problem, massive gut or something, if I didn't give a crap. But I wouldn't do that. And I know he's freezing his ass off.
Views for it.
I know I get massive views. But it's like, at a certain point, if it's a massive
gut revealed,
massive gut
revealed, that'd make me a piece of shit. but
you a piece of shit.
I think I care too much about Nick as a human being to do that. If Nick just kept on, if he's on stage, if he's guest posing, it's sort of fair game in a way, because every channel's going to do it, and I know that my coverage of it is going to be a lot more kind than probably 75%.
What's
almost
worse, an unkind thumbnail or an unkind video? Because more people are probably going to see the thumbnail and think you're a mean person.
Yeah, I know exactly. So
it's unfair to put. Yeah. No, it's unfair to put emphasis on a compromised position when it doesn't have anything to do with any intent of posing whatsoever. It's not fair to do. You just can't do it. If, like you said, if you do it, you're being a real asshole, man. Like,
but
if
what
it's
about,
posing,
for example,
if it's on stage, different story.
But what about, for example, what I've done? Like, Hardy, when he's in the gym, I'm the one who pointed out at one stage. I mean, it had been pointed out before. Judges have spoken about it, so I didn't see it as being such a big deal. And judges had even said that his delts were an issue, and that was the reason, potentially, why he placed second at the Olympia. So I'm like, I don't see why that was a big deal, because it shouldn't be. Because they're literally saying that.
Did look,
and I pointed out,
he did look suspicious.
He's in the gym, and I took a screenshot. I'm like, that looks freaking
I
wild.
remember you doing that video.
It looked wild.
Wasn't it Blessing
and I was
Al
like,
Wadibu you did one? And it was like
Blessing?
crazy. Blessing, yeah. It was just popped way out. I thought one of you guys.
I can't even remember. Maybe, but I
It's
don't
different
think that
when
was
it's
me.
a pretty obvious suspicion like that.
Yeah, and I just said, like, and then, because with that video as well, there was text messages posted that Harney put out and said, stay away from the delts, and it was between Harney, Hardy, and his whole crew, and that was posted up, and I'm like, it's out there. It's going to be posted by every single channel. These guys are, you know, it's Mr. Mr. Olympia, or, yeah, I think it was, maybe it's before he became Mr. Olympia. But anyway, I'm like, if it's going to be out there like that, I'm like, it's like, honestly, like, he's going to get torn apart on these other channels, and if I sat back and did nothing, I reckon it'd probably be worse. You know what I mean? In a way, because I can at least say, hey, like, he probably just shot them. Like, I can at least give some context, but sometimes, like, some obviously, like, people that haven't used, or they don't know that, they don't know. If you shoot your delts and then go to the gym and train, they might be really inflamed from that. So at least I can give some perspective on that. And then in the thumbnail, I can say, is this a problem? Question mark. Am I an arsehole for doing that? Maybe. But if I don't do it, I'm going to get fuck all views, like, long term. So it's like, what do I do? If I want to make this a career, you almost have to do it to an extent. Because I don't have a big name like a Fuad Abiad. I don't have a big name like this person or whatever. But if overall I'd say...
Yeah, they can put any video out and they're going to get a certain amount of views.
Yeah. And look at, like, I mean, we complain about it a lot in bodybuilding, and there's content out there that I think is too far, where there's unfair stuff said, where things are brought up that I don't agree with being brought up. But I think we all just have a different moral standard of what we go by, you know, and I think that someone that can give an informed opinion, or maybe, you know, like you guys and stuff, like, I think all you guys can do it, you know, you've spoken to enough pros and you know enough, and, you know, you've heard enough stories and stuff that you can give an informed opinion. But I suppose when people come out there and they just fly off the handle for just solely for views, that's when it becomes a problem, when there's no integrity. But in bodybuilding, I will say, I think a lot of stuff is better research for mainstream media, because I've sort of got a glimpse behind the scenes of mainstream media. I mean, you know, the story of my ex. They call her, every news channel calls her a kickboxer. She's never kickboxed, I don't think, before in her life. She's a professional boxer. So it's like, how can you continually make that mistake when all you need to do is Google? It takes 1 second. But they're putting this on national news in Australia, and it's like, how can they continually get this wrong? And there's videos. There's not one kick thrown, you know what I mean? Like, it's very obvious that it's to anyone.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Like, there's just basic stuff that just gets mistaken in mainstream all the time. So I will say, like, in bodybuilding, it's not that bad compared to some industries, but we pull people up pretty hard. And look, I think it should be pulled up, because I think bad reporting, like continuous bad reporting, and should be probably pulled up at some point, you know, where it's just blatant lies. So anyway, sorry, I talked for way too long. Someone else talk.
Yeah. Also, this is a completely judgmental sport, so you're like expecting to be judged by. You should be expecting to get judged by a ton of people as soon as you get into this sport.
Yeah, I think it's the way it's gone about, though. You know, sometimes I think some people go to the extreme. You know what I mean? Like, you see it in every industry and everything. Like, you see it recently in politics. You know, it's like, I've heard, you know, apparently now people are going to get gassed. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what I've heard people are saying. And it's like, come on, we're going a little hard now. You know, that's a bit extreme, but yeah.
Well,
anyway,
that's anything is. Anything, there's good people, there's bad people, there's extreme people, and the extreme people are what usually gives that whole group a bad name.
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly
the far
right.
side.
And it sucks because I don't think the right necessarily want the you know, for example, they don't want the support of white supremacists, but they will probably more likely support the right than the left. Let's put it that way. So it's like, you know, they're bad, but it doesn't mean that they're supported by the right. You know, the right don't say, yeah, come with us. You know, I think they've even been called out. But then, you know, each side can paint a narrative, you know. But yeah, there's going to be people, no matter what, you put out an opinion. So just say you can look right to everyone, right? So just say whatever controversy that happens in bodybuilding, like the Mike Van Wyck, Jeff Nippert, the whatever situation, there's going to be a certain amount of people that say one thing, and even if a certain amount of people, like it seems like 90% are on one side, every time I see that, and I haven't seen any negative on the other, I know there's going to be a revolt back on the other way, no matter what, no matter how right or wrong someone is. It's just the way the world works, because some people just want to be different as well. Just is what it is.
Right. Xavier, you've had instances where you decided not to do videos based on the content, though. You've been there. I've definitely been there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I've left out stories I could have done and got heaps of views on. We've talked about it, man. Like, I'm like, oh,
yeah, we have.
And you've talked to me. I said, and I just said to you, I said, if it doesn't feel right, if you have any sort of hesitation where you're like, oh, like I really don't feel, I don't want, I'm like, don't do it, because it's not worth the mental anguish and stress for what the sake of. Even if you made $200 on it or $100 on it or whatever, it's not worth it. You know, it's yeah. I think for me now, there's a lot of things that where my moral compass is sort of adjusted in a way, I guess, because sometimes I'm like, does this serve bodybuilding fans, myself? Like, is it for the greater good of everything? And if it's going to be not, then I won't do it. But if it is for the greater good of everything and everyone, and look, bodybuilders, like Jason said, it's a judgmental sport. We're going to make predictions. We're going to talk about your physique. If something goes backwards on it, even if it's like, for example, Samson's my friend. If Samson comes into the next Olympia and his midsection is blown out, I will do a video and say, is Samson's midsection an issue? I will do that because for me, I won't, you know, he's my friend. I'm not going to say Samson's midsection is wrecked. I'm not going to even do that about Hardy. If it was, I would try to do the exact same video. But it is hard when you have personal relationships. But yeah, I think as long as you can maintain some sort of integrity there, you know, I think that you're doing pretty well. As long as bodybuilders can take it to a certain extent, because I hear their side and I know the media side too, so I get it from both sides completely. You know, yeah. And some bodybuilders can't handle it, and some can. I mean, look at Brandon Curry. He's almost the complete opposite. He copped it so hard after winning the Olympia, and he just didn't say anything. He's just like, "Oh man, I let them talk, whatever." And I'm like, that is a next level of strength. I'd still want to come out and say, I'd still want to say something in that situation, you know. But
he's just not even on the internet.
Could care less. And then you've got other bodybuilders that really care. Sanch.
Oh, Sanch, we're losing you. He's the fucking host. That's not good.
His hand's like this. What's his hand doing?
Yeah.
Grip position.
Yeah.
He looks like a Lego.
Just put something in his hand.
He doesn't actually, like when he has a coffee, it actually clicks into his hand.
Oh my god.
What do we do here? I don't know what to do about Sanch because he's like sort of recording this.
He moved.
Sorry.
He's back.
He's moving.
I don't know what's going on with this internet. I just bought this Xfinity home internet and I thought it would fix all this hiccuping, and it's been worse. So I've got
that's fun.
I've got a hard line. I'm gonna try plugging it in and hopefully it fixes it. But yeah, it's been
get
rough.
the Elon internet.
So, apologies, everyone. I tried, but it's like what, $400 for the dish, and then it's like $150 a month or something. It's a lot of money.
That's nothing to you, Sanch.
I don't know.
You got her.
I make good money, but I don't make a lot of YouTube money.
Yes. Trailers, trucks, new microphones, cats running around.
And he still couldn't get a.
That's why.
Yeah, I couldn't
need
get
one on the road.
Yeah, I
Sanch.
know, right?
I should.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sanch on the road.
I'm in
I like
the
Sanch
RV,
on the road.
so the truck's right there. Well, next time you guys bring me on, whatever it is, if you do a bodybuilding breakdown, I'll drive around.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually do want to do a bodybuilding breakdown with everyone soon.
Good.
It'll cost you like
Breakdown on
$30,
yours?
Sanch.
Who's bodybuilding breakdown? EP, yours?
Kenson's.
What do you call yours, Sanch?
Bodybuilding and Friends. It's bodybuilding breakdown started on BNN, and then Kenson.
I thought you had a different name before.
You know, I had a show
we
called
didn't have a
the
name.
Bodybuilding Breakdown back
Kenson
like
came up
4
with the
years
name.
ago.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have
I had no
copyrights on
idea.
No. I did about 10 episodes.
I had no
or
idea.
something.
I didn't see anybody using it when I made it.
I had a badass logo. You should have seen it. It was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Send it to me.
It was like the breakdown was like breaking.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, some high level shit right there. I went on Duff
Yeah,
Font and
send it to me. I
downloaded
wanna
that
see
one. I'll find it. I don't know. I'll have to go back on my YouTube. Yeah. I love how like I love being like, yeah, I designed this logo. I literally got like two different fonts and just put it between them and like a line in between. I'm like, it's not that hard, you know.
Sometimes it's all it takes. Yep.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you see a T-shirt. It's just literally just a font, like on an angle or something. And you're like, oh, that looks cool. It's like so simple.
I'm always looking for stuff like that, man. Like we make our own T-shirts through work, right? So I'm always looking to switch it up just a little bit, right? Like we have the logo, but
you should wear that, Kenzen.
You can usually change. That's Quebec, right?
No, that's a Hartford Whalers because they're whalers. They hunt whales. Because you're out there hunting whales,
oh, well.
like Captain Ahab.
I'm surprised they haven't got rid of that logo with the wokeness.
Well, they don't have these. This shirt here itself is from the '80s. This is an old antique.
There's no whalers anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think they call them the Whalers, Hartford Whalers. I think they're
No, I don't think so.
expired.
I have no idea.
Commanders.
Peter would have got rid of them.
Moby Dick's Revenge.
So
Moby
what is everyone's what's everyone's thoughts on Romania?
I think
looks like a great country.
Yeah,
Superset man's
a lot
from
of old
Romania.
buildings.
Is he?
Hello, Superset maniacs. Welcome back to my country.
Oh yeah, he's too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I thought
Yeah, didn't he say he was going to try? He said he was going to try and go.
He should.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Of course.
Man on the ground.
Man, I hope he does. We should. I'm going to find out.
Just
sitting
sit here
here
and
and find
legally
out
stream
right
a
He's
show
a very
for me.
busy man.
I'll add him to
Illegal
my
stream.
my live stream and get him just to turn the camera around, and I'll just illegally stream it, free stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Joking,
Everyone else does.
We don't need another copyright strike classic.
Joking, Jake Wood and
Hopefully
Alina
not.
Poper. Everyone live stream.
We got Christian Wolski could shock everybody here.
Yep.
He looks
I do
he's
have
getting
to-
bigger every year.
Oh, also, I heard a really good point by Giles Thomas on Ron Harris's channel. He made
like
a point
Tiger.
that, yeah, I like him too. Raf's back isn't his strongest point. Akim's back, definitely not his strongest
Nope.
point. Horse's back, well, in the back double, definitely not his strongest point.
Nope.
So that opens the door on the back shots for guys like Christian
Yes.
Wolski, and Amir Omaragic is peeled from the back.
He's
so
a
it's
big
like,
dude too.
yeah, could
Yeah.
those three
He's
guys
getting
get
there.
beaten from the back by both of
He's
Wolski
tall.
and
Amir's
yeah.
a big
Yeah.
dude. Hey, there's what's his name, Jan Tarak. He's good too.
Oh, he's in there.
He is good.
Jan
I did not
Tarak.
see
Yeah.
his name on the list.
It's Jan.
Sean.
Is
It's
it Jan
Jan,
or
isn't it?
Jan?
I call him
I
Jan
always said-
Tarak.
I thought it was.
I'm
Jan.
sure I say it wrong.
He hasn't messaged me and corrected me or anything, so I assume I'm doing it right.
I call him Jan Turek. So, a bit different.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
What do you call Rafael Brandao? Do you call him Rafael?
I call him Raf. I'm not
Yeah,
going
I
half.
You're not switching over to
No,
the...
I'm not doing that.
I did it a couple times.
I call him Rafael.
Rafael. I call him Rafael when I want to have fun. Like if I'm on a
People
live,
message me all the time. They
Rafael.
tell me how to say names properly. It's hilarious.
I get it every now and then, but not too. Oh,
Theo
not too frequent
Le
anymore.
Guerrier. The guy says Theo Le Guerrier, and that's exactly how he sounded. He kept repeating it.
Le Guerrier.
Yeah, I got that. I got that
Le
too.
Guerrier. Same guy.
That's how I
bet.
started doing it. I bet you. Yeah. I say Le Guerrier. Or Le
What do
Guer-
these people just get? You know, I'm gonna just take my time and message all these YouTubers and
No, they get angry because
See, what
you
I-
pronounce
yes,
it wrong, and they hear it over and over,
No.
and they're like, "This guy." I'm like, I'm gonna message him. Le Guerrier.
I'm gonna
There's
fix
guys
it.
that
Guerrier.
no. There's guys that used to go out of their way specifically to pronounce it wrong. Though I'm convinced of it. Nick Trigilli used to say Ian Valliere every video. It's like, dude, you know it's Valliere. You know it's Valliere.
Antoine
You're just being a
Vaillant.
dick.
Vaillant.
Yeah.
Vito loves
He
getting
always
names
used
wrong.
to say Vaillant. Yeah, no. What, like, it's one thing if you're making a
Roy.
mistake. It's one thing when you're just
Benson.
blatantly, saying
Pat
it wrong.
Roy.
I hate that shit.
You know who? Do
Exactly,
you remember
right?
Hockey Night in Canada?
Yeah,
Don Cherry.
Patrick Waugh. Yeah,
He used to call him Pat Roy on purpose.
just being a dick, right? I don't like. I
Put your
hate
poppy
that
on.
shit. Like,
you wear your poppy.
oh man, that guy got canceled hard. Man, did he ever? Yeah, he got canceled
What's this
hard,
poppy business?
Oh, Don Cherry, the host of Hockey Night in Canada. A lot of people weren't wearing poppies on Remembrance Day because the whole whatever. Nobody wants to talk about Remembrance Day because they wear a poppy to honor the
we have
people
that
in the
here.
wars. Yeah, and he said people should be wearing their poppies, and they canceled him.
Why?
Apparently, you can't tell people to wear poppies to support your country.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
wow. That would not be,
woke
that would
culture.
not be cancelled here. That would be weird. I think that's part of woke culture here. Like, people like that. I don't know. Like, it's part of just culture here. Like, it's not even part of any culture here. It's just what people do. I don't know. I don't wear a poppy, though, so I can't say shit. I can't say anything. I think it's good.
For Don.
Yeah, wear him. No, not for Don.
Not for him. He lost his job. It was
Well-
cancelled.
Well, he did say,
What did you really
you
say?
people.
Ah. White
That's the big thing that canceled him. Yeah,
He didn't say what
that was the big thing.
he said. He said those two words.
And so he got canceled. Yep,
As he said,
Yeah.
hard. Overnight, it was incredible. Man was
Yeah.
on top of the world and went right down to the bottom. Yep, that was a tough one.
Yeah, never heard of him.
But,
I like,
okay. In terms of Romania, though, I don't know where we got way out there. I love when that happens. Though.
Yeah.
Way off.
Man, I really think, I think Rafael is probably going to take it. Raf with an R. And then I would say you've got Akim after that. Then I think you're going to have Amir, and then I think you're going to have Horse MD. That's where I'm at with it.
what
So
about
essentially
Kristen?
what Dan's
You don't
saying
think you
here.
can get him?
He'll take fifth.
Who else?
Yep,
Is
he'll
Horse
take
MD
fifth.
on? Is he in condition? I need to know these things.
I just saw a picture of his legs. They looked good, but
That's what I saw.
I want to see him from the back.
I seen
That's
that
what I
too.
wanna see.
The quad all
That's not all you
striated
saw a
up,
picture of.
Oh.
waiting for a punchline.
Yeah,
there.
no.
I
Yeah,
think he's
well, when the
referring to
video,
his penis.
when the picture comes up, that'll be the punchline. Sanj, if you go to RX Muscles
sock.
page, they had it there.
The
Yeah,
sock
the sock.
on.
Yeah,
The-
I
Oh
did zoom
yes,
in
I
quite
seen
a
that.
bit.
It was a little picture of a horse.
No, that it is. It is on Who in the Best Bodybuilder, but yeah, the sock. Guys, gotta
Where is
stop
that
doing
first?
this, man.
Was it like a Shetland pony or was it like a horse?
Didn't see that. I seen a
No, it was
horse.
like a sack.
It was a picture of a horse on there. It was a
Oh, I
pinto.
thought
I
he was
think.
joking. I thought he was
That's,
joking.
that's a pinto. That's definitely a pinto. No, somebody edited a picture of a horse on top of his package.
Yeah, who is the best bodybuilder page did that? What do you think, Jason? You ever do any sock pictures, buddy?
No, not for the internet.
No, I didn't think so.
You do
No,
any sock
Dude, I
pictures,
don't
buddy?
understand it.
No,
I just don't
it's
get
just
it, dude. Like you can see
exactly.
everything wearing
It's
a
ridiculous,
pair of
man.
posing
Guys
trunks.
shouldn't be doing it.
You can see everything in posing trunks. You don't need anything less.
Put on
than
some
that.
shorts, dude.
Lewis.
It's
Sorg,
ridiculous.
can you please clip
Name
that
drop.
part where Ken
Well,
said,
oh, Lewis, do
Jason,
sock.
you do any sock pictures, buddy? Oh, man.
There's the horse right there, and that's not a pinto. That's not
yeah.
a pinto, by the way.
That's a unicorn, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
The horn's in the wrong spot.
It shouldn't be done.
I remember.
Wow.
It shouldn't
This
be
is
done.
actually a funny story, a very short story. But I used to work for a supplement company here in Australia, and this was like I don't know how many years ago, 10, maybe 9 years ago or something. And they asked me. They said because we don't really talk about left and right wing politics in Australia. Or we didn't used to until now, or until the last 4 or 5 years. But they said like, "Hey Xavier, are you left or right wing?" And I didn't actually know what it meant at the time, but I thought I knew what it meant. And I said, left. And they're like, and they love Trump. And I was like, they're like, you seem pretty certain on that. And I said, well, everyone knows which way they lean, don't they? And they're just like, And they're like, oh, I guess. And then I was just like, and they're sort of weird. I'm like, everyone knows which ways their penis leads, and they just piss themselves laughing because I'm like, it just the conversation prior, plus it like lent into it, and I'm like, they just like lost it. They were laughing for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, obviously that's not what it means, is it? And then yeah, it wasn't as
yeah.
yeah,
Hard right for me.
It was just yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so at least our audience knows which way my penis leans now, I guess, because I just revealed that. So
informative episode.
So anyway,
You doing any sock pics, buddy?
no. I've actually got pictures of me in a tanning tent, full
my
naked,
favorite.
but it was just me and my partner at the time, so it wasn't weird, unless the photos get out there somehow.
To be fair,
It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Though.
my
normal these
last
days.
show, I did get up in the middle of the night to pee, and I looked in the mirror, and all I had on was like, I was wearing no underwear or anything. I just had like some long like joggers on and a long sleeve shirt, and I just pulled the joggers down, and I just held everything like at the end of my shirt wrapped up and took pictures of my legs in the mirror. So there was no sock or anything. I was just kind of covering it with the bottom of the shirt. But I didn't post those on the internet.
I just imagine you wrapping it up and just seeing this big ball there, just material.
It's like got a handful of in the bottom of my shirt, and I was
Just wrap it with a hand towel, you know.
Oh man, good times.
Lord.
What were we talking about? Romania. So
Romania.
we were talking about horse MD. Then we started talking about
Yeah, I give you my. Yeah, that's my top 4.
I can't put Horse. I gotta see his back double, man. His back double, honestly, I like his physique from the front and the side, but his back double's so weak unless he's improved it. Which I saw AJ interviewing him just a couple hours ago or something, and he's like that was his main focus, was bringing up his back. So we'll see.
I hope so.
yeah, that encouraged me. But I suppose we knew that was going to be his focus, probably. You know, so
I
I
got him
guess
fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
Fifth, I think.
fifth. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
tough.
you
If
got him
he
in fifth?
nails it, he
Okay.
can win. Think about how good he looked in that the first show he did. Yeah, the Arnold he
Romania?
slipped. Yeah, the Arnold he slipped. Like we know that.
Look good in
But he-
Romania. Yeah.
But even
He'll
that first show
damn
he
good.
did, his back was so weak compared to everything else.
Yeah.
Like the front shots, the side shots, crazy, and then the back double, and it's just like everything kind of was just flat.
Yeah,
His
Didn't
rear
he
lat,
beat, like, he-
weird.
he-
beat Diasha.
he beat. I was going to say beat Diasha. Did he beat Raf in that same show as well?
No,
Who else?
Brandao
So
wasn't there.
there were some other good guys behind him.
Beirut Tabani beat him,
Yeah.
and Samson Dauda, and that's it.
So
I
Samson
think in
Beirut
that
beat
interview
him.
he said he was his main focuses were his back and bringing in a tighter waist. So
Yeah, his waist should be a little bit smaller, I find, with his aesthetic physique.
Yeah. Well, if he can bring up a bigger back and bring in a tighter waist, then I think it will make that
that
back
spread's
double
not
look a lot better.
That spread's good.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
the
there's some
lat
sort of an
spread's
issue with him.
not
I wonder if there's an issue with him bringing out his back when he hits the back double, like if it's a somewhat like it stays pinched in, but you just can't see it. I don't know, because it is strange that.
Needs to practice
is-
it more.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, could be
But,
could
yeah,
just be opposing.
it's impossible to pick him. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not picking him. He ain't win. He ain't gonna win.
No, I don't see him
No.
winning. But if he is completely peeled and has brought up the back a little bit, you know, he could be third or fourth.
And Dow could drop the ball totally and not win.
I think
Yeah,
Brandao's
sure.
going to be a little smaller, but I think he's going to be way more conditioned. We'll just have to see how
Yeah.
that plays out against somebody massive next, like Akim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if coming in for the conditioning and losing a little size plays out right, standing next to someone as big as Akim.
Yeah, like I
Hey,
came in the
Jason.
finals of the Arnold versus Rafael. That was pretty close.
how much better do you, I suppose everyone? But how much better do you think that Raf will be if he obviously brings it down, comes in more peeled? Do you think he's that like? Is he going to be that much bigger than he was years prior, or not so much? Because if he comes in now peeled, he's pretty peeled with Aceto, but maybe he's going to be a bit more peeled. I don't know.
I don't know if he'll be much bigger, but I think he'll have more detail. Like, I think there's going to be more muscle maturity and detail there, and so it might have the appearance of being a little bigger, just because being more conditioned and bringing out more separation and detail and stuff. I know me, like, you know, you look at when I first switched to 212 and I came into the Tampa Pro at like 208, and I got like 11th place, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. And then like 5 weeks later, I did New York and got second to Bo. And everyone's like, dude, you look 10 pounds bigger. What the hell did you do in 5 weeks? I was like, I lost 10 pounds. I was like, I was 200 at the New York Pro. You know, I lost
your physique's funny though, man. You can lock your quad out and you'll have these like crazy striations like through your medialis even, but then you can still like sometimes bring a bit more. It must be like hard for you to, because I always actually think your physique would be so hard to look at yourself and go, oh yeah, I need this many more pounds, or I need to lose this many more pounds, because I'm sure like most bodybuilders that get like this certain bit of detail that comes out during the prep, they're like, oh, I'm ready now. Because I've had those marks on my body. I'm like, pull back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's there. Or I'm like, yeah, okay, got this here on my abs. But your physique changes over the years, and you get more of that popping out before you're actually sometimes in shape. So yeah, it must be hard.
Sure. Yeah, especially like my glutes are always the last thing to come in. Like you look at someone like Derek Lunsford has striated glutes in the off season, and then like with me, like you said, my quads will be deeply striated like crazy. My midsection will be in. Everything's good up top, but then like my glutes probably still need 3 more weeks.
No, it's not you.
Okay, yeah. You're glitching a little bit, Jason.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but this is 5 weeks out for Jason, and he looks solid.
You have such a unique physique,
from
man.
The front.
Like it's like a cartoon. Like it looks like someone grabbed your waist and then it just all popped into your arms and your lats and stuff. Like it just went bloop, which is actually awesome. Like.
Well, I was saying,
one of those things with the eyeballs.
Yeah. One of the only few physiques that could do all 3 divisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's a crazy X-frame, man.
Yeah,
thank you. I know I'm never going to be the biggest guy, Jason, but
just keep progressing, man.
I think
it doesn't even matter. Like, if you keep progressing, even
like I said,
if
you're making steady progress.
What's that?
Go, Jason.
I was going to say, like, if I can eventually be, like Martin was like 235 at the Olympia. If I can be in 230, 235, like peeled to the bone on stage, I think I can do pretty well.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
I'm never going to be 250 on stage.
It seems to be the way the things are going anyway. Less monsters. Marcus Rule days and stuff. You had to be 300 pounds.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Nick Walker can really bring it, to see where he lands now,
Yeah, it'll be very interesting with Nick. Yeah, nobody knows which way that's going to go. This
pressure's
is all
on for him.
I mean, he's done the RP strength but this is new territory for bodybuilding in general. Kyle Wilkes, this is his test. What's he going to do with one of the biggest mass monsters, top 3 in the world? Is he going to hit it, or is he an influencer coach? It's like when you start calling guys Instagram bodybuilders. Well, show us that you're not. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting, man. It's actually, I really like the unknown factor to it. Actually, it's going to be interesting to cover either way. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
I do want to see him hit. I want to see him nail it, though. I want to see him bring his best, and I want to see him back. I want to see Nick back in the top 3, man. I want to see it. I don't think we've seen his best, and
no, we haven't.
This might just be the change that he needs.
If I'm going total fan perspective, if I was disconnected from these guys completely in terms of just physique, I would say that I would want more of the aesthetic guys at the top rather than Nick. But in terms of the judging and catering to, the freaks, the aesthetic guys, and everyone sort of how we have over the years, then I think Nick can definitely get up there. But I'm always a guy that will be like, I want aesthetics. Or if it's just someone's physique that I'm like, for some reason it just appeals to me or whatever. Or like Jay Cutler, I was like his biggest fan. Because I was like, it doesn't matter what you look like, pretty much. Yeah, I love Jay.
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I think that aesthetics should have the emphasis these days, but I still think that there should be at least some tribute made to, or some recognition of the fact that the Mass Monster era still was a very significant impact on bodybuilding, and that should still be represented to a point when it comes to the physiques. You know, if you have an overwhelming amount of muscle and crazy conditioning, damn right you should be awarded for it. May not, like, if you don't have the shape to go with it and the aesthetics, then maybe you're not going to win, but it should still be awarded, you know, very highly in that first column.
Yep. I think we've seen the shift, like whether people think it's enough or not, but there's been a shift towards aesthetics, towards shape.
Oh, absolutely.
And not even
And
necessarily,
it was needed.
yeah, and not even
2018,
necessarily
I know.
towards conditioning either. It's just I think the conditioning level was sort of. It is what it is. Hardy has won shows, you know, and done well based on conditioning, but it hasn't won him shows with, you know, if he's got a slight issue with the delt, there's a slight issue with something, he doesn't bring it on the first night or whatever. So it hasn't been enough to completely overcome everything. And then some people say, oh, Hardy should have won. And it's like, well, maybe there's actually a slight less emphasis on conditioning and a little bit more overall on shape. And maybe slightly less on mass and slightly more on shape. And I think it's been a nice shift that it hasn't been so much, but hey, it's not bodybuilding anymore. And I always hear the arguments that, like, well, it's still bodybuilding. I'm like, but the guys that are placing 10th are still bigger than the guys from X amount. Like, where's the, you know what I mean? Where do we then go, okay, that's enough mass now, maybe let's look at the aesthetics. Because then otherwise, like we saw in the Ronnie Coleman era, everyone just tries to push it. Fuad, he even said, you know, he tried to do it. You see everyone doing it back then. It was mass at all cost, really. But no one was doing vacuums back then. No one. Might have served them well,
I think
but
you have to
no
start
one was
looking
doing
at it.
Can't think of any vacuums back then now.
No, there
really
were
can't.
none. The vacuum saved open
Gustavo Vidal.
bodybuilding, in my opinion. Yeah.
Till they brought in the gut. They brought in the gut thing where they said they was going to mark people down X percentage or whatever. And then Ronnie still won him, and everyone said, "Oh, who cares?"
It was 2004. 2004, they warned him, and in 2005, he was actually 20 pounds lighter in 05. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
He looked better. He looked good.
Yep.
But he was down in weight in 2005, as they told him.
Yep.
I remember that. That's
exactly.
right. That's right. When I
He
got into
has
bodybuilding.
most different physiques, the most different Olympia-winning physiques than anybody. If you compare
Ronnie,
all his, like 2001, 2002, and then all three totally different physiques.
And you don't think of it like that too, because a lot of people just go back and go, "Oh yeah, Ronnie, he was crazy." Look at 2003. Look at 99. Look at what, you know, the classic 2002 or something. Was it 2002 Arnold or
2002? He was He was very small.
Evie Arnold.
2001 is when he was bloated.
Okay. Evie Arnold. Which year did he do the Arnold win it?
2001. I
Oh,
believe.
okay, 2001. Was that the quite good Ronnie, where people were like, "Wow,
He
he
was
looked good"?
very conditioned, very streamlined. Looked like 99.
Do you know what's funny? I used a 5-second clip from that video from the side, backstage, or whatever, and I was copyright struck for that. It was really
Was
weird.
it for Ronnie?
5 seconds, yeah. Yeah, a lot of Ronnie stuff. Anytime I've used some, like, Ronnie videos, it gets, I don't know if it's from Ronnie directly, but I assume someone from his team or something. I'm very nervous to use any old Ronnie Coleman footage at this point, so.
Wow.
I want to make it
I'm
like a
scared
little
of any footage at
documentary
all.
thing.
I don't
I
know. Totally afraid.
Yeah, I get very scared too.
Unless it's my own.
I mean, you guys are making a living off this, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Closing thoughts. Romania, training.
Wait, do we all do predictions?
We could do predictions, yeah.
I did mine.
Yeah. Okay.
We got,
pull up the list. Someone should pull it up.
I got it.
Akim is a
Marky
real
Mark
wild
actually
card
made a
too.
good list.
Yes.
Like, that dude could come in 6th at prejudging and win finals. Raf.
That's the list.
Oh, okay.
There's the
I was
list.
like, who have you got in second?
No, that's the list.
That's
how it
the
goes.
list.
Okay.
Plus, I did the little color coordinated on top.
Yeah, I like it.
Very
like it.
artistic. Not autistic, artistic.
Oh, I'm a little of both.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah, I think everyone's a little autistic. Autism gets thrown around so much these days, though.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not good enough at stuff, I don't think. I think I'm just normal. But it was a little bit better.
You have normal autism.
Mike Halusi from
So
Australia.
who's in first for everyone?
Is he from Australia?
That's the guy that did the guest posing from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, he did decent in New York as well. I think he got like 6th or 7th.
yeah.
Shredded.
One of the events he didn't do too well.
Yeah, he dropped back in
how's
one
he
and got
looking
like
now,
16th or 15th.
He got 9th in Toronto.
Oh, was it
I
not?
wrote it down.
I thought he dropped right back in one, but maybe I'm getting confused with someone else actually. But yeah, it's
He did
it
Toronto
was actually
last
because he sort of shocked me, to be honest.
But how's he looking now?
But-
Is what I want to know.
Yeah, in this lineup, it's going to be hard to push into that very top group. But I haven't seen how he's looking either. So
Yeah, no, not
He's
much
gonna-
better. Okay.
There's a lot of guys like him in this event. I don't know if he's gonna.
yeah, it's funny. A
No,
lot of these
he's
European shows, there's a lot of Michaelusi types in there, you know, that are shredded,
Yes.
grainy, gnarly guys. So it is hard
Is
to
that-
stand out. But there is always a few of those guys that do stand out. Maybe not even top 5 or top 4 of this lineup, but you know, it
Competitor
wouldn't
number
surprise me
3
at all.
there. He's good.
Yes, Mike Ciesla.
Like Siesla,
was
I
at the-
remember him. Yep.
Was he at the Dubai
He's good.
or? Oh no, the Shiru France. Oh, that's not
I
the guy
can't
I'm thinking
remember.
of. No, it's Alexei
He's decent.
Kuznetsov.
Mike, this
He
guy's
looks-
good. He's a tall guy.
He looks
Steady.
pretty good.
But you said what, Mike?
How's that dial-up going there, Sanch?
Yeah, it's really working.
I know, it's brutal.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, Starlink.
No, my internet went down there the other day. Actually, I thought it was my modem, and then I woke up, came home, and the wire was hanging off my house. I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like, how does that get? Yeah, how does that get ripped out of the fucking power line?" So I called them and told them that the line was running over the road. So they were like, "Oh, we'll have someone there in like an hour." I was like, "Perfect." I got fixed up pretty
Wow.
quick. That never happened.
If anything went wrong here, it would be. I don't imagine it'd be that quick.
This is Mike.
Yeah, I got lucky there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah. This is
competed
what
in
I just
Toronto
looked at
last
here. Yeah.
Like, he
I
did
can't remember
Toronto.
which shows he did.
I think I
Who's
competed
this?
It's funny.
against him in Toronto.
Is that
He always looks a million
Mike
times
Belushi?
better on stage.
No,
Yeah, that's him.
there's longer.
Yeah.
Can't be him.
He's growing it out.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
me and Mike both.
Yeah, grow it up while you got it,
Oh
man.
yeah, you growing a mullet?
Me, nah, I can't. I had this bit cut. It was actually a mullet. Probably. Oh man, I should show you what my hair looked like.
I got enough for 8 or 9 mullets back here.
If I pulled my hair down, I got it down to pretty much my mouth, like before I got it cut.
I could be like Cousin It.
Really?
I could cover way down to there.
Really? Wow. Yeah,
Oh.
no, not that long. See, it doesn't look like it, but I took a photo before I got my hair cut. After I took my cap off, so it looked like an absolute train wreck. But my hair was, I don't know if you can see it, but it was long as shit. So if I pulled that actually down, it would go like right down here. But yeah, never had long hair in my life. Felt very
see that
unusual.
I'm holding on to
Oh,
what I
did.
can.
When I was younger, I did.
Your hair's good, Jason.
Yeah. I'm
Do
happy.
you do
It's-
anything
it's
to care
still-
about it? Do you do
No.
like minoxidil or anything?
No, never done anything.
Start doing it now. Trust me, I just started.
I run really high Masteron, and it stays there.
Tricks of the trade.
But seriously, saw palmetto, I reckon, is one of the most underrated supplements in terms of reducing DHT or the conversion of DHT. Like, if you're not going to use finasteride, saw palmetto legit works. I remember I used a high dose of once. I'm like, it's natural, it won't work that well. Like, I reduced it too much, and I could tell, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I could definitely tell the difference. And then I cut it out, and I was back. I was just like, you know, so makes a difference for sure. But yeah, if you want to reduce hair loss, saw palmetto for reducing DHT. More if you're probably on something as well. But I mean, I suppose a lot of guys get prescribed it being natural as well for reducing hair loss. So, Saunch, do you have a solid head of hair there?
You got something under there, under that hat?
What are you smuggling?
I think so.
No.
They
Forehead's
cut it
getting a little
pretty
bit
short
longer.
this time. Yeah, I guess I never
Military
noticed it, but maybe.
Yeah, forehead get a little bit longer there when you get older.
Yeah, that's what I just started. See, mine are grey here. That's the problem. It's not
Oh,
that
mine's
bad.
turning
There's
grey.
hairs. See, there's hairs in there. Oh,
You got me wondering now, do I got a long forehead yet?
I think everyone does. You just don't notice it. But I think everyone's getting paranoid right now. Apart from Kenson. Kenson's
I got
super
enough back here
solid.
for a comb
Kenson's
over.
just
though.
like,
I
F
can
you
comb it
all.
right over.
Like
Yeah.
the size of a phone.
I'll start giving
My
myself his haircut.
my father's like 65 now, and he has hair like he's 20. I am not concerned with mine. I am golden.
Yeah,
I was
my old
never
man's-
worried.
my old man's same way. He's 70 and he's
Until it
full
started
hair.
going, right? Everybody says they start worrying once it starts to go.
Yeah. Well, I think from stress, I've just started to get a receding hairline. Like I noticed I was washing my hair and more hair was coming out. I'm like, hell no. So I was, yeah. I just got it.
That's a big reason why I don't really stress over anything. It pisses my wife off sometimes, but I just
Oh man.
I just don't really stress about stuff. I'm like, shit'll buff out. We'll figure it out.
No
That's
sense
the
of
best
stress
of
over it
bodybuilding.
if you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my mentality. I'm like,
It's-
if
if I
there's
can't do
nothing I can
something
do
about
about
it-
it, why am I going to stress about it?
No,
Do you know what's funny?
not gonna get
I even
anywhere.
think that sometimes, like, that's not really my life at the moment, but I've been in situations where I'm like, in the past, where I would have worried about stuff so much, and I know, I'm like, there's no point worrying about this. Why am I worrying about it? And I just still can't, for whatever reason, I at that point, maybe in my life, I didn't have the ability to be able to compartmentalize it properly or something. I don't know, but yeah, it is sort of like, I think it's something with age you sort of learn.
Yeah.
It is something you learn, and the thing of it is, you can't change the majority of situations, but you can change how you react to every situation, right?
Yeah.
That's how I usually see things. I'm in the same boat as you, Jason. It pisses mine off to no end. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right.
It's
It's
quite
like I
funny.
can
There's
worry
certain
about it,
things
or I
that,
could go do something about it.
Yeah.
There's certain
I was laying
things
in
that,
the
like, I won't
hospital,
worry about.
She's all freaking out, and I'm just laying there in the hospital like, you know, it is what it is. I just want to get back out of here so I can go compete, you know. Let me check the flights because I think I got to change my flight since I'm in the hospital. And she's like freaking out like I'm dying. And I'm just like, you know, I'm here. It is what it is.
See, that's the stuff I don't stress about. The stuff I stress about is like stuff that's upcoming in the future. You know what I mean? Like something that's like potentially far in the distance. Like, wow, what might happen with that? It's like, holy crap. So if it's something like that, then I'll stress about something in the future. But I won't stress, like, if something happens, like if something breaks or something, people like lose their mind. I like, who left?
Oh, we lost our
Captain
host.
We're hosts.
Captain go.
I am the captain now. You see that movie?
All right, Xavier, it's your show. Go.
All right,
lost
what's
the
up,
host.
desktoppers? So who is here for desktop bodybuilding? We are
No,
taking
I-
over.
I-
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know
I
how to
understand
host
what
a
you're
show.
saying though about like stressing about long term things. Like we're looking at moving to Tampa right now, and like if anything was going to stress me out, it's like a big move like that, and like having to sell our house and buy a new house. That's something that
something like that.
kind of gets me a
Something
little
like that
bit.
would.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get hit by a meteor at any minute,
Yeah.
or a cement truck could go through your house.
Well, that happened actually the other day in Australia. Someone
What, a cement truck
drove
went
in.
through somebody's house?
No, they drove into someone's house and it, straight into the bedroom of these old people. Like,
That's what happened to my house.
Yeah, that happened to
I
Mark.
ran over by
really?
a cement truck.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that
2001.
reference wasn't just out of nowhere.
No. I use it
Now
all
I'm
the
getting
time.
nervous. Like, am I going to be okay?
I wasn't home. I just got home from school, and my house was flattened.
Wow.
Cement truck,
Oh,
full of concrete. Went right through it.
That's probably the worst thing that could run into your. Maybe petrol. Maybe.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty bad.
It was on the news and everything.
Wow.
It showed everybody, interviewed the whole family and stuff. My dad had a mullet.
Ooh,
Wow.
of course. Beautiful hair.
Holy shit.
It's so funny. I feel like recently I've spoken to the most people, like, well, one inside of bodybuilding, but mostly outside of bodybuilding, that have had something or know someone that's been in the news lately, or like on TV or something big. It's really weird. It's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that on the website on like news.com.au or something. I'm like, this is very strange. There's 20-something million people in Australia. I'm like, how do I know so many people randomly that know someone in the news or have been in the news? It's just weird coincidental stuff. Yeah. Mark, where do you live in Canada? Not exactly. I'm not asking you to drop a pin, but
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
Oh, I could show. When you do the Google Earth thing, I'm sitting in my driveway. Or I'm standing
Really?
in my driveway. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's my lawnmower.
Yeah, I found myself on Google Earth once. I can't remember where I was. I think it's
close to
updated
a
now.
City called St. John in New Brunswick.
Oh, yeah. There was actually
there's right in Nova Scotia, right beside me.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not
I didn't
far.
look this up. Nova Scotia's. I've seen Nova Scotia. That place. Oh wait, I'm getting them confused. But I think Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia is
that
more
really
famous.
nice?
More famous than New Brunswick. Nobody knows what New Brunswick is.
Yeah.
You mean New Brunswick, New Jersey? No.
Is Nova Scotia really nice?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Nova Scotia looks beautiful, man. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Halifax is
So I'm
beautiful
in,
city.
I'm in Cape Breton in particular, right? We consider ourselves not Nova Scotianers, but Cape Bretoners. It's one of those things.
How do you
Yeah,
spell Cape Breton? Is it?
it's right
Cape.
attached to Nova Scotia. It's like upper.
Yeah.
That's
Oh man, that looks
We are
beautiful
part
there.
of Nova Scotia. Yeah, we are part of Nova Scotia,
Yeah,
but we don't call ourselves
technically, yeah.
Nova Scotians. Like when we travel, and it's like, where you from? You say Cape Breton. You don't say Nova Scotia.
It's like Campobello Island.
And everyone's like, where's that? And then you say, it's in Nova Scotia.
Campobello Island's attached
And they're
to
like,
the states.
oh.
They have they've got
Yeah.
the sort of like small town like America looking like buildings like with the different colors, but sort of like San Francisco looking.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
It's nice in the summer.
It looks cool, man. Yeah, I'm gonna come there.
You should.
It looks cool.
Love a spot for you.
I'm gonna come.
I was gonna say that's the first thing I thought of. You're gonna come where? Here.
No, it is
Don't
a
come.
very nice place
And
when
Trump.
it's not
I'm gonna
in the
come.
winter. But we're almost there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool place,
Wow.
man.
In the
Well-
sticks.
Wait, where's yours? What's yours again?
Brunswick.
New Brunswick. Why is everywhere over there New something? New England, New Brunswick,
I don't know.
New York.
It was probably new at some point.
Well,
in
because
time.
we were
I don't know
because
what a
we were
Brunswick is. Do
discovered
you know what
by
a Brunswick is?
No, there's
No,
lots
it's
of
because
Brunswicks
we
in
were
the world.
we were discovered by other people that decided to call it a new something. Like Nova Scotia was originally New Scotland, right?
Yeah, Nova Scotia. Yeah,
Yep, that's why.
New Brunswick has their own flag.
yeah. It's a cool flag too. Big lion.
Yeah, it's-
boat.
The top of it's like
Vikings.
it looks like a Chinese flag at the top, and then
nice
underneath
flag.
it it's a boat. It's very
I
interesting.
got one in my gym.
It's cool. I like it too, but it
I'm
definitely
proud
looks
of our
Chinese at the
flag.
top.
I'm proud of our flag. It's actually
So
a
what's
pretty
the
cool
symbolism
flag.
of the dragon, or the tiger?
It's a lion. It's a big lion.
What's the symbolism?
Well, we like big cats.
Do you have mountain lions there?
I don't know what it means. It's a cool symbol.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
No, Mark doesn't know. Mark doesn't know his own history. I'm part Native American, so there was probably a flag that we had before the white man came over. Nobody saved it, so I don't know.
Hey, so much. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
put that flag on the thumbnail next to
Oh, yeah?
Mark. Has to be.
It's a New
Yeah.
There's
Brunswick
got to be a
one,
picture
yeah.
of it in my one of my workout videos there.
I'll pull it up.
There is. No, there is. I've seen them.
It's crazy.
Oh, that is a cool.
I need to
looking
work on
flag.
my maths.
It's a wild looking flag.
Yeah, it's wild looking.
Oh,
No, I don't have a picture of it. No funny.
well,
There it is. Hopefully I don't
That's
get any weird
interesting.
notifications right now. Yeah, look at it. No one text me.
Yeah.
No one text.
Here's the beauty.
It's crazy.
Hey, Daddy.
It's like two flags in one.
Yeah, I know the New Brunswick flag, yeah. I was in New Brunswick there a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is a memorable flag.
I'm seeing if Tasmania has a flag. That's boring.
Yeah, Xavier, every province here has its own flag.
Oh wait, it
like
says
a
a new
state.
state flag. Our new state flag is sick. Check this out. Check this out. Yeah. Tasmania's a state, so we have like states. We have
Instead
two
of provinces.
territories.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we call two
We
of
have
them
two- we have
territories.
two-
We have
three
territories here in
territories.
Canada. Yeah.
We have
Oh,
three. We used to
really?
have
Yeah.
two. We used to have two. We have three now.
Yeah.
None of
Check
it.
out this.
Northwest Territories and Yukon.
And the Yukon, yeah.
I'm plugged in here. No, but
I see nothing.
He froze.
I see nothing.
He froze at the opportune moment.
Oh,
wait, can
we
you
do
see
need
me?
to wind down. It's getting late. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Oh, that's
thylacine. It's a
Oh, there's
thylacine.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my guy.
It's a Tasmanian tiger.
This is
Yep.
what it was before. We had a
Now-
lion
Talked about that
too.
before.
We had a lion. We had a red lion. We don't have lions here.
We
Yeah.
we have mountain lions in Canada.
It looks Chinese also.
Sure,
Can you see
lots
that?
of
It's British to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
a
the,
Union Jack.
the lion looks very Chinese when if it focuses. It won't focus.
Mm.
Yeah, but the lion's like, with his tongue out. So
Oh, Jason's got
Jason's got his own line
over.
over there.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like, this
Well,
is
I
the end
gotta-
of the podcast, Dad. I'm calling it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
been here too
Yeah,
long.
mine are
Give me
yelling at me to go
attention.
to.
I gotta go take my missus shopping. So everyone's got
Yeah, I gotta
Rafael
take
winning.
mine to
That's
dinner.
gonna cost. Cha-ching, blah bling, y'all. Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Hopefully, I can figure out the internet for the next one because this was brutal. So hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Fellas, enjoy the coverage of the Romania. We've got 5 hours left.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, we've got
Yeah.
6 hours 40. 6 hours 40.
I'm gonna
39.
take my lady shopping.
6 hours 39.
Somebody's gonna buy my old dining table because I have that in storage. So we're gonna drop that off.
Always
and
good.
Nice.
Sneak in a little leg day, eat some food, and get ready for the show. I suppose, but should be good. I thought I saw.
You better send a photo of you at the gym.
Yeah,
Or it didn't happen.
with my little leg pump
That's right.
with the shoulders. Yeah, I'll do that.
Preferably just do what Jason did as well. When you send the leg photo, just wrap it up.
Just wrap it up.
Or put a sock on,
sock pics,
you know?
buddy.
Put a piece of gauze over it.
The sock,
a little piece
sock
of gauze
pics,
will
buddy.
do. Socks we're talking about. Just a little piece of gauze will do.
Ouch.
All right, I gotta go too, guys. It's getting late for me too.
Guys, for everybody watching, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys
That's
next
awesome,
time.
you guys.
Oh, thanks, guys.
See you guys.
All right, later.